the very strongest One Piece podcast. I am your host, Captain Bill. And don't be surprised when I tell you this, but I have a crew of over 8,000 pirates behind me. But here today, I'm just with two. My Nakama on this voyage through the Grand Line. First mate, Justin. And Reef Life Lou!
What the fuck?
Every week we go through the legendary anime and manga series One Piece at a time. And this week we're covering episodes 92 through 103.
Goddamn right.
Alabasta, Part 1.
Alabasta. Sweet home Alabasta.
Lord, I'm coming home to you. Sweet
That's
home.
right.
I've never heard that involved. I've never heard that joke before. That's amazing.
That's top tier.
Sweet
Yeah,
home
that's the kind of thing we listen to there in the Reef Life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell you
Riff
what.
Life.
I just got back from Florida, living in the
Going
South for a
down
little
there
bit.
to Alabasta, you be catching weekies for days. I tell you what.
You better
cast
pack
your
a
rod
lip,
out
my brother.
there. You gotta pack a lip. Go on down to Alabasta, get your shuffle rod, cast a rod.
You got to put the
You're
hook
gonna be
on your
eating
hat,
weekies
sir.
for
You got to
days.
put the hook on your hat.
All right. Lewis, you got something to say?
Hell yeah,
Start
dude.
it off.
Reef Life, baby.
Life.
Yeah, dude, the last few weeks, I really want to talk about this because Bill, I feel like you would understand. The last few weeks, I've just been so jazzed on One Piece that I've been talking everyone's ear off about it, and I've gotten like 3 people now to start watching One Piece just because they want me to shut the fuck up about it.
Well, you know the more important question I have, Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Is if you got them to listen to the very, very, very strongest podcast in conjunction.
I know
It's a
for a
companion
fact.
piece.
I know for a fact 2 of the 3 do.
Guys, that is a 66% conversion rate. I'm going to go put that into
That's right. I've
Welcome
just
to
been
the crew,
standing on the
y'all.
street corners and just bullying people into listening to us. But one of them is my manager. Shout out to my manager because he's probably going to listen to this. He just started One Piece and he's on the fence. He doesn't know yet, but I told him, give it a little go. Get to like
Boy,
episode
get your ass
30.
up off the fence. This is
Ain't no
One
sleeping
Piece
on
we're
the block.
talking about. Get your ass up off the fence.
Yee! Yee! But,
Try, Clarence.
Oh my God, this flower is wilting. One of the people that I have gotten to watch One Piece, I'm so fucking happy about. It's my therapist. I've been talking about One Piece every week with him, and he's like, you keep talking about it. I'm just gonna have to watch it, and I'm like, yeah, you are. And he's like, well, I like, there's so many episodes. Like, he's looking at it. He's like, there's so many episodes. He's like, well, next week I have off, and my friend who's like really into anime is coming. I was like, all right, perfect.
You better
Start.
told him to listen to it and watch it in subs, though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was gonna.
Yeah,
You were
no,
silent
all
for a minute.
day.
I
No,
thought
I
Done.
heard that, and I heard that
You
in
made
the
a terrible
silence.
mistake, Lou.
No. But I told him this was the silver lining to get him to like jump in. I was like, start on episode, I think it's 64. I had it written down for
69.
Tony Chopper.
64? What are you talking about?
Tony Chopper. His arc.
64.
We even talked about it. We even
I don't think
fucking
it's
talked
64,
about it.
though.
No, I have it written down on the show notes. Look, it doesn't matter. I told him, watch Tony Chopper's arc. He's a doctor who's trying to cure the world, and one of his best friends also, the whole fucking spiel. He's in.
No, I think
So-
you gotta tell people. I think we did talk about that. I do think you can to show people to showcase One Piece. You
Bill?
can show people Drum Island.
Bill,
But
you can't
but
be
here's
a
actually- here's-
hypocrite.
No, wait.
You
Listen
can't
to
be a
this. Is my new
hypocrite.
pitch. This is my new pitch. Actually, is I think what you do is you tell people to start from episode 1, and watched episode 45, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, 45 episode, what the?" And you've like, first of all, grow up. Second of all,
This is grown up shit. Watch this
Grow up.
cartoon.
yeah. First of all, yeah, grow up. Second, when you think about it, these episodes are like 15 minutes long when you skip the intro and outro and recap, right? So 40 episodes, that's like 10 Netflix episodes of anything, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
everything
no,
on
'cause
Netflix is an hour now. So,
it
you
is
know,
like a
these
clean
people are
hour.
like, you want us to watch 45? Like, yes, I want you to watch. Look, first of all, I don't want you to. You want to watch that because
You just
you
don't
want
know it
something
yet.
good in your life, right? You want something positive. You want something that's gonna just fill the gap in your soul, and One Piece is gonna do that for you.
It
So,
is. It is
This
gonna do
isn't
that.
for me.
It's
This
a
is
gift.
for you.
It's
But
no.
this
It's totally for
podcast.
me.
Listen to the podcast for me, so that way I feel good.
You
about
go to
it.
President.
So I feel
You go
better.
to President Joe Biden, and you say, "Hey, Joe Biden, watch One Piece," and you're welcome. I'm never gonna pay taxes again because I feel like I just paid for them, for
Yeah.
as long
Yeah.
as you're president.
That's the letter you sent him, right?
Yeah, I'd say.
All right. So your therapist, he's gonna watch Drum Island, and then theoretically start from the beginning.
Yes, and that's what I told him. I was like, Drum Island can be its own thing. You don't have to know too much about it before you get into it. Watch that. If it's something you're into, start from one. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. Shout out to my therapist if
First of
he's
all,
listening.
but the thing is, you're gonna have to get a new therapist if he doesn't like Drum Island.
What do you? Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say if he likes it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I get to talk to somebody for an hour. Well,
Yeah,
besides,
you're gonna
this
become
podcast.
his therapist because he's gonna be trying to talk to you about One Piece all the time.
He's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Nami's so strong! Like I can't believe somebody could just harbor that in." Yeah,
Is
yeah. What about you guys?
No, not much. Not much on this side. I got to see when you went down south, and we get to go hunting them crocodiles.
Home Alabasta. There were crocodiles everywhere.
Yeah,
It ain't so scary once you wrestle them.
Once
show-
you're asshole.
Gotta show them who's boss.
I'll show you, warlord.
Uh,
I got to hang out with Justin in Florida and his son, the little baby Jacob.
Jealous. Don't show off, Lou.
Yeah,
I'm
Jacob actually
jealous.
kind of reminds me of Luffy. In some regard.
He is exactly like there are for real moments where Luffy's like rolling on the ground. He's like, Luffy, we gotta go, and he's rolling on the ground. He's like, I don't want. I'm like, oh my gosh, why does this remind me of myself?
Yeah, you're like, Jacob, we're gonna have some cake, and he just started running. And I think he came back with like a lizard too.
Yeah, he did. He's done that before. He's definitely done that. Freak my
Kid's
wife
ready
out.
to go.
That or just that's when we need to go somewhere, and he has this stone cold face before he just dashes.
Try to keep up, old man.
But we really liked having you down. Alex was super excited about your gift for Jacob.
Yeah,
that it's
she
hers. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, she was really hyped. She even said, "I'm not giving this to him.
No,
this is
yeah,
mine."
she uses it every day.
Yeah, I got it. That's the next anime I gotta check out. Is
Yeah.
Bluey.
Bluey, incredible
What is it?
animation. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know
Justin,
what this
tell him about it because it sounded like you were describing Tree of Life when you told me about Bluey.
It seriously almost is, because it's like this kids cartoon made in Australia. Bluey animation is
is. Oh, look at this cute little pup.
exactly.
So I'm not really, I with all the neighbors' dogs barking, I'm not really too hot on dogs right now. But this is looking pretty cute.
It is like the cutest show in the entire world, and that's where they first get you, right? And it's like they live in Australia, and every episode has this like double meaning, where you find out that they're referring to something else, and then you like see that it's usually at the very end of the episode that they show you something, like there's like a little like bit where you see, like, for instance, there's this episode where Bluey, who's this she's the blue dog there, she meets this guy Jacques, and he only speaks French, and like their families are camping next to each other, and they start like talking. They become friends, and then at the they have to leave, and they're not going to see each other again. But then they show like a flash forward to, and they never did this like in the whole series, a flash forward to Bluey as an adult meeting Jacques again at the same forest. Like they both went back and to see each other again. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. So bad.
I think one of the things that's missing from your pitch right here is I'm looking this up.
No fighting?
And you're leaving out the fact that there is a dog named Muffin.
Oh, yeah.
On this show. And that is pretty good.
No, there's a dog Muffin, Bingo.
Right. And their brother is Socks, or their sister is Socks?
No.
Muffin and Socks is a good combo. All right.
I forgot what the...
looking at this.
Forgot what the dad's name is, because they just call him Dad, but...
Dingo.
No. Dingo. Stop saying
He's an Australian dog.
No, well, Bluey is something. I forgot what
the dog's
Bluey
name is Bandit.
Bandit,
I got the whole the family. I got
the whole tier list.
I'm deep in the wiki right now.
Yeah, no, Bandit.
I'm deep in the Bluey wiki right now, y'all. I know all these characters now. I'm learning, dude. I'm seeing. Okay.
Bandit, Floppy. Yep. There's one where they do. Oh yeah, the one that was like super like Tree of Life was the one where they go inside Bingo's dream, and it's like shows like the beginning and the end, and like her bear Floppy comes to life, and it's like helping her go through like this like wormhole and like all this other stuff, and it becomes the sun, and like then they say goodbye, and it was like this whole weird thing. It was crazy.
Just giving kids this existential dread.
Oh no, well, that's the thing. They always turn it into like a positive note. And really, what I'd like to say about Blue, and we can stop it on Blue, like with this on Blue, and your father agrees with me, Lou, is that those parents make me us feel like bad parents.
Justin and my dad
you make me
had
want
a
to
full
be a
fucking.
dad.
They had a full conversation at the dinner table about Bluey. They were just going back and forth, and
oh really,
Justin?
Oh yeah, no.
And
Mr.
Justin
Machino.
and my father were like, Bluey's parents make me feel like I am not good enough as a parent. I'm like, oh my god.
Because they're
That's why they got you these shirts, Lou.
Perfect.
But
I can't wait to get my therapist to watch Bluey with me.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, when's your therapist gonna come over and watch Bluey with us? I'm deep in this Bluey wiki right now, dude. I know what's going on.
Tell him I got it queued up.
Your therapist.
Bring the script.
Me and Mr. Machino will start a Bluey podcast.
Yes. The very, very, very Blueyest podcast.
The Blueyest podcast. We the Healer family.
Yeah, the Goosebumps theme song. Dude, okay. Yeah, we got to do a Goosebumps podcast when we finish One Piece.
Fuck yeah! Then we can talk about Ryan Gosling.
We're starting a list of all the podcasts we're going to do after this
shows
podcast.
when we turn this into a network.
Yeah.
Ooh, the very, very, very strongest network. Look out for it. Patreon coming soon.
Then we get to talk about Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah. All right, listeners, nobody steal this. I have a great podcast name for our Fast and the Furious podcast. It's going to be the very, very, very fastest and very, very, very furious Fast and the Furious podcast. It's going to be great. We'll go through all the fast movies.
All the fast movies. We'll go through them at like double speed.
1 mile at a time.
We watch them at double speed. We don't know what the fuck is going on. It's just cars are whizzing by.
You never had me. You never had your car.
You never had me. You never had your car.
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh fuck, that's beautiful.
That would be fun.
Okay, I have a stupid story for you guys before we go into the next little segment.
Let me hear it.
I have a story from this weekend. I think I may have been high for the first time in my life.
Hell
last
yeah,
night.
brother.
So this is a fun one. I don't do like any kind of drugs or smoke weed. I don't even drink. I'm straight edge for the most part, but without that like label, like just for like quick understanding.
Yeah,
Like,
you're just,
I would never call
you're just
myself
chill. You're just
that.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill would be the
because
one.
I'm not militant about it in any way. I just don't like alcohol, and I just have never been into the idea of doing any kind of drugs. But
He's always at the party. Bill's always at the party. He's always the life of the party.
Bill usually
oh,
brings
I turn
the
it up
party.
at the parties. For
No,
sure.
yeah.
That's
He
not a
brings it.
question.
Like he's the guy that all the the cardboard boxes, all the beer came in. He made himself a robot out of them, and he just turned that party from an 8 to a 10.
Yeah, but
So,
make sure
we had-
to
we
expose the crotch with the
Yeah,
with the
goddamn.
robot gear.
we had some friends over at Lee's place. Lee's my partner, the other day, and they had some edibles, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll have a little piece." Like, I don't want to have a piece that's gonna like, change the night for me in a way that because I don't know how I react to this stuff, right? Like I've
Yeah.
smoked a couple.
Oh my
times,
gosh!
But I never I've smoked before, like when I was in my 20s, but never got high. I'm 31 now, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll have a little piece." And now I don't know if I was high, but here's how it went down. So I had an edible at like a little piece of an edible at like 7:30 or 8 p.m. And we hang out. We talk about
One Piece.
TV, movies, and of course, One Piece. You think I'm gonna hang out with my friends and not talk about One Piece? No, they don't watch One Piece, so I had to tell them about One Piece. So eventually, they watch One Piece and they listen to the very, very, very strongest podcast.
And they
right?
say thank you.
So anyway, we hang out again. We're talking about video games, podcasts, all this stuff, and I'm not feeling weird at all, right? And I'm just, it's a normal night. And around 1 a.m. Keep in mind this is like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. So a big difference in time here. I'm going to bed. Lee and I are in bed, and I'm kind of like still like too awake, so I'm like kind of being a little chatty with Lee, but I can tell Lee wants to go to bed. So, I turn over and we're in kind of like a spoony position or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to bed because, I don't want to keep Lee awake. She doesn't want to talk. Well, this is where I don't know if I'm high or not, because suddenly, out of nowhere, I've been totally chill this whole night, like nothing. I haven't felt weird at all. But at this moment at 1 a.m., I turn over and I'm facing away from Lee. We're in like a spooning position, and I'm thinking that the fact that she wants to go to bed and I want to talk is the funniest thing in the entire world. And so I'm like laying there just like trying not to laugh.
Yeah, the giggles.
I'm just sitting
Oh,
there,
yeah.
like I'm just sitting there giggling about how like I want to talk, but she doesn't want to talk. And I was like, "Am I high? I'm like, is this it? Is this what everyone like writes those rap songs about? Like, this is what Snoop Dogg feels like every day." Like,
No kidding. That's why he's such a cool guy.
That's why he's always giggling.
this is what the Chronic was about. This is
The whole time, all that gang violence. And
yeah.
Why do
Dr.
people go
Dre's
to
just
jail
sitting
for
there
this?
with his girlfriend on the bed, and Dr. Dre's just like.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, so that's a little life experience I wanted to share. I don't know if I was just really tired and weird or high, but
It
it
could be a
certainly
combination.
was a funny
but
moment.
That's definitely the giggles is definitely a symptom. That has got me caught at least once in public.
In really bad situations.
No, it wasn't even a bad situation. It was one of our friends, Taylor. We were going. We were walking like through the mall or something, and we saw her, and it was me, Alan, and Sean, some of our friends from Florida, and we were just saying, "Hey, what's going on?" I started leaning on Sean. And I just started laughing. He goes, and she just goes, "Are you high?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "You're high as a fucking kite." And I go, "What are you talking about?" say
What?
I say you're fucking crazy, but yeah, no, that's definitely something that's happened to me before, at least. But what hasn't happened on this podcast or any other podcast, guaranteed, there is not another One Piece podcast that is going to give you the definitive, the very, very, very strongest devil fruit ranking. So listeners, this is how it's going to go down, right? We got these devil fruits, and when I first started watching the show, I didn't know there were going to be so many. And so first thing I did was I started writing a list of the devil fruits, right? So I can get them all squared away in my head, because that's the way my brain works. And then I was thinking, you know what would be fun is if on the show we rank the devil fruits, right? And then whenever we get a new devil fruit introduced in the episodes we're watching, we go put that into the ranking.
And add it into the chart.
And add it into the chart. Exactly.
Yeah, maybe
So
we
in a
can
tier
do this
list,
every few arcs or something like that. Because otherwise, we're gonna have to. There's a lot of devil fruits in this series. So
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, no, we can't do it every few. Basically, every time we get a new one, like we just put it in there. We say so. This is the way I'll do it. I want to know: do you guys have on the drive the link to
The chart?
boy,
yeah,
you
the
better
chart?
post that link in the Discord. You know I don't drive.
I don't know, drive.
Fuck it, I'm driving tonight, baby.
How about this? I'll share it in the Discord, so while I'm editing it, you see it live. Me moving the stuff around.
Post that.
Dude, we on a new level up in here. Sweet home Alabasta.
Well, since we have a little downtime while we're getting this tier list up, first thing I want to do right now is I want to start a fight with Luke, because I know he's going to talk shit about the ox fruit, and you know what, Luke? It's not going to happen today. I'm not dealing with any nonsense that's anti-ox fruit.
Oh my
I'm putting
god.
my foot down right now.
The ox fruit is not good.
With
It's not good. I can't. Okay, yeah. Tell me about it, Bill. Tell me how an ox is gonna beat anyone stronger that has bombs, flames, like literally any other fruit is gonna demolish it.
Well,
You know
guys,
what I know
I'd
how?
like to say that we will discuss all of this when we go through the very, very, very strongest devil fruit power list. All right. So
Oh, here we go. He's got the chart up.
got a
Man,
chart
look
up
at this. This is so official.
Where do you
Right.
see a chart?
on Discord.
Boy.
In general, I don't see it.
General, I'm sharing my screen in Discord.
Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here.
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah. So I got a list here. You guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna go through these, right? And we're gonna do them one at a time. And
Well, you
you
better
just-
zoom out so I can see that whole. I want to see it. I want to see it all.
I want it all.
that okay.
All right, so this is what we've encountered so far. This isn't including Alabasta, though, right?
This does include this first part of Alabasta. All right.
Oh,
and
okay.
And we'll do that one last, and then maybe we can transition into the arc from that.
All right, Lou,
That's-
why don't you go ahead and read these for the listeners?
Well,
All right.
well, this is how I wanted to do it. I wanted to go through one. Okay, so you know what? You're right. So what I got is the gum fruit,
Mm-hmm.
the sickle fruit,
Mm-hmm.
the chop fruit,
Okay.
the smooth fruit,
Okay.
the kilo fruit,
What
Say
else?
louder.
the plum fruit,
What else?
the whisper fruit,
And then what?
bomb fruit,
What else?
the human fruit.
I like music.
Yeah, you went with I like music. I went with a little ditty. Bad boy.
I got the ox fruit.
Ooh.
I got the wax fruit,
Ooh.
the munch fruit, and the flame fruit.
Okay.
That's
so
lit.
we know. All right. Flame. All right.
We're leaving
We're
that
not
to
going
the
to debate
end.
this to the top right away, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah.
we gotta wait till the end.
not gonna
We gotta wait till the
debate
end, 'cause this is
this.
how I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Right? So first, right? Just by default, gum is number one. Now the question next is sickle better than the gum fruit?
I think we've already. I think what we're doing right here is we're just gonna put respect on flame and just put flame as number one.
So
and
we're saying that
is number two right away.
flame
Flame is better than gum.
is better than gum. All right.
Yeah. Do I like Luffy better as a character than Ace? Yes, I do. But is the Mero no Mi more powerful than the Gumu no Mi?
And how do you feel, Lou?
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree.
So all
You
three
can't
of us.
punch a flame. Yeah.
Or can you?
You
No,
can't
that's-
punch this flame. You don't want this flame?
So
Oh,
our new list.
I'm on fire.
The first definitive list is, and I completely agree as well, because I don't know if anybody knows this or not. I'm a huge Colonel Mustang fan, and
Oh, I'm over here snapping.
you mean I'm snapping my finger. Let's see if you catch that on the feed.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, flame is that's
Yeah.
that's the fucking shit. All right,
Flame all day. You might as well just put Ox down at the bottom.
no, we're gonna
not
do
there yet,
this.
Lou.
We're gonna
We're
do
not
this
there
respectfully.
yet.
We're
Oh,
gonna
no,
do this in order. So
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
know
do it
what,
respectfully.
Justin, I want to say I'm sorry for taking it out of order. I just see the flame is just jumping out, and it's the respect needed to be given.
it's fine. It's fine. Everyone gets one.
Yeah.
So next one, we got
Sickle.
the sickle fruit.
Boy, put that shit
Yeah.
on the bottom.
That
All
ain't
right.
doing shit.
So so is this not better than the gum fruit? Not better than
No.
flame, right?
No.
I don't
No,
even
no,
have
no.
to. I don't even have to get into it. So
No.
all right, now ranked 3. So right now we have number 1.
Wait, Justin,
Flame-
don't repeat the whole list.
I'm gonna do it every single time.
You're gonna kill me.
And then every time we add another one in, I'm gonna give the new ranking for our listeners, so they have every single.
Yes. See, they can do the mental math in their head.
No, we'll
All
post it. We'll post it after.
We'll just post an audio clip of Justin reading all of them off.
And it,
Yeah, it'll be a 30-minute audio clip of Justin going through how it, so you can see the change in each.
and then the only comment I'll get is, "You forgot this fruit," and I'll be like, "Shit." All right, so
Chop. Let's get to the next fruit.
chop is
Better
it
than
better
sickle.
than the sickle fruit?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, is it better than the gum fruit?
Hell no.
Ah.
Hell no.
Yeah, you're right. But I feel like it could be used better. But Buggy does a pretty good job with it.
Listen, we love Buggy here,
Okay, we're just
Yeah.
ranking the fruit.
but it ain't.
Yeah.
But it ain't gum.
It ain't gum.
I
It
ain't
ain't gum.
I ain't that gum. Yeah, so,
Ain't
and I agree
gum.
too. So we're defending. So right now the rankings: flame, gum, chop, sickle.
All right, we're on smooth fruit.
All right.
Now,
smooth,
next.
All right.
Smooth
Smooth
fruit.
fruit.
Is it better than
Let's
the sickle
take a
fruit?
second. No, let's take a second.
No.
here, because I think the smooth fruit really is how important is a diet pill to you? Because that Alvita looks good after the smooth fruit. So it's like do you want to have to spend all the time in the gym, or you just want to eat a fruit and not be able to swim for the rest of your life? I feel like that's already a pretty strong power. And then on top of that, she can do some smooth shit. I think that's at least on par with chop fruit.
Okay, so this is what we're saying. All right, so
Okay. But how are you supposed to sit on couches and stuff if you're smooth and you just slide
Oh,
everywhere?
you slide off. Oh my god.
I didn't think about it.
wear some pants.
Your pants are gonna slide off. You
Your
gotta wear
pants-
tight pants now.
Well, she's wearing tight pants. She's wearing them tight shorts.
No, she's
Yeah.
not.
Is
Oh,
it shorts?
was it? I thought it was a
Don't
dress.
talk about her pants, Lou.
All right. Don't talk- You're right. All right. It's better than sickle fruit.
Okay, so we can say it's better than sickle. Is it better than chop? This is the question.
No. Fuck no.
Yeah, I think there's a world in which you can make an argument, but I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna put it
There's
over Buzz.
there's other hills I want to die on in this tier list, and that's not one of them.
Oh, you fucking. I already know which one. All right, kilo fruit.
Kilo fruit. All right.
Way better than smooth fruit.
Here's the thing with the kilo fruit that I absolutely think it's better than smooth fruit. The kilo fruit is weird because what I really want to know is how long is the loading time for when you can use the weighted power, because I feel like we see Miss Valentine, she goes in the air and then it's almost like she's like counting down as she's falling through the air, or counting up like to what weight she's going up to.
Yeah, to
but I
reach
was thinking
maximum velocity. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
because I was thinking, couldn't you just put your hand above someone's head and do like a karate chop, but like
Yeah.
make
and then
your
change it
arm weigh 10
instantaneously,
million
yeah.
pounds and you just karate chop them into the fucking floor? Like, to me, that's really powerful. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the kilo fruit works that quickly.
So,
I bet you it does though, because she's just usually just calling out.
well, it's her whole body, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Does
Yeah,
when
maybe
she
she can't do
changes
it on just an
weight,
individual body
can she
part.
move her arm still at the same speed?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I think
We
her-
see it-
I
well,
think-
we see her go up in the air and then she just like
She just like gets
she
real
just
heavy.
counts up and then
So she
and then
just,
just
like-
drops like a rock.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
I mean-
she sacrifices speed, like or mobility, for for the weight.
Right. So, but
which
what
is
I
still
will
kind
say,
of a
though,
payoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even still, I think it outranks the smooth fruit, because all you got to do is learn like a little bit of grappling, and then if you can get on top of an opponent, you pretty much just crush them
Yeah,
to death.
and
So.
and nobody can pick me up. I always hate when people try to pick me up. Strangers
But
do it all the time.
Smooth fruit. You
Well, when I
slide out
came
from
home-
underneath whatever weight. You slip
Yeah,
out.
I came home from
It's true.
from
Like a
Lee's
bar of
place,
soap.
and I pick up Lou to give him a hug, and he got so offended. And
Yeah, and if I was like,
this
if
would never happen.
yeah, if I had kilo, I would just be like 10,000 pounds.
10,000 kilos.
It would
Don't
also be
touch
great
me.
if Lou had that power, because then I wouldn't have to go to the gym. I could just have Lou.
Yeah, I'll
do
just
weight.
like, I'll hold your legs and then
So,
5 pounds.
so to me, kilo is it's definitely not better than the chop fruit.
No,
Uh,
let's not go
But
crazy.
I could argue this, like, between the kilo fruit and the smooth fruit, very close. I do not know which I.
Boy, put that
Prefer.
kilo above the smooth fruit, and let's move on.
Well,
Well,
no-
I'll say this. Okay, so this is
Justin
how,
does have a point. He does have a point.
So I will. So like in a fight, like I think like they're pretty even, but kilo fruit you can fly. So I'm putting that above.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
boom,
Yeah.
There we go.
that,
There we go.
Right.
that
Man
is
speaks
that
reason.
is that gets points
He
because you
speaks the
can
truth.
fly.
All right, Justin. Why
Sure.
don't you remind the listeners what the entire list that we have so
A ranking for the very, very, very strong.
Oh my god.
Don't really do it.
All right. Fine.
Let's go to the
fine,
plume
fine.
fruit. This is
Plume
the smoky
fruit.
fruit.
That one goes above gum
You think?
Okay.
for sure.
The plum fruit. If the listeners don't remember, this is with
The
smokers.
plume, no, so it's a plume fruit. This is the plume, like a plume of smoke. This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
smoker's devil
This is
fruit.
smoky boy.
Smokers. devil
I
fruit.
I will strongly say it is below gum fruit. And
What?
That's because maybe you all have not seen some of the things I've seen with gum, and that's also with the absolute with the latest chapters. There's even more portrayal given to there might be something about the gum fruit that's
Whoa.
particular to it.
Well,
That makes me think that like, and it's not even confirmed that there is something particular to it, but like there's an implication that there might be, and I think that opens it up too for definitely being more powerful than the plume, even though on its face plume as a Logia type is a superior power.
so this is where the
And that's all
so,
I have to say about that.
so this is what I think. Because I do know, like, through, like, I hear it through the wind that, like, these powers become like, you know, different, or they like basically they use them differently, and they basically become better devil fruit powers, like, you know, based on the use case. So if we get to a point, like, let's say we put Plum Plum below the Gum
Plume
Gum,
Plume.
or we put Plume Plume above the Gum Gum fruit, and we want to make a case then that Gum Gum is now surpassing the Plume Plume fruit, we can change the list.
Okay, that's this is reasonable.
Put that shit right
because
below
he-
Flame, baby.
But are we still saying it's not as good as the Flame? Because it looked like, based on today's episodes, they've been going fucking crazy against each other. It's like a tie.
It kind of is a tie, but the thing is, with fire, you could do way more destruction.
Fire's just so cool. It's just
It
so
is.
cool.
It like smoke's cool, but like the only thing you could really do with the Plume Plume fruit is just chain
Just get
smoke a
kicked
bunch
out
of
of a
fucking
bar.
cigars. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't eat
Smoking.
inside.
Okay, all right. Because it's funny, because yeah, fire's cool.
So next up, we have the Whisper fruit.
Whisper-
Hell
Put
yeah!
that
Put
shit-
that shit above Flame.
The whisper
Whisper
fruit.
fruit.
Put it right in the filler trash section.
No,
Sickle,
absolutely not. You know how useful it would be to have a whisper fruit?
I like.
You're
the
like
whisper-
Dr. Doolittle.
Check this out. I can whisper right now. It's not even a problem.
No, but you can whisper to animals, so you can like whisper into a zone type's ear and be like, "You fucking suck." Yeah,
Says about
I
Chopper.
said
You
that.
see what he says?
Whoa, I didn't say Chopper. Chopper's on his other level.
Well, anyway, so look, but here's my thing. So whisper fruit, you can talk to animals. This is a very utility-based gum fruit. It is not a fighting gum fruit power. We can all
Definitely
agree
not.
there. Unless
But you can summon animals to fight for you.
that depends on your negotiation skills, I would assume, because it's not like you hypnotize them. You just can talk to them. So I want to give some sort of respect to the whisper fruit. I definitely think it's better than the sickle fruit.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's okay. That's reasonable.
I definitely, yeah, I can't, yeah, that's it, like, because I cannot really think of sickle fruit. Just to me, it's just I don't really
Plus, is the
don't.
dumbest looking guy in the whole Filler series.
We're trying to take
His
that out of
forehead's
it. We're
like
trying to take
9
it out of
feet
it.
tall.
Okay. So next one we have is the bomb fruit.
Oh,
It
put
is
that
the bomb.
up past
Put that
chop
shit
chop.
Right under gum gum. Yeah. Put that right
Yeah.
under gum gum.
Right? You want to put it under gum but above chop.
Above chop chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you could have booger bombs. Say less. I'm in.
Say less.
Honestly, I feel like
Say
that would be
less.
a problem for me. I get too many boogers anyway. If they were all bombs, I would feel real bad.
Man, you'd be using it on the neighbors.
Let me
Yeah, yeah,
ask you a
blow up their
question. Like,
door and be
does
like, get this dog out of here.
he can make it? He makes the stuff bomb. Like, he just doesn't. His boogers just don't automatically become bombs. He has to like activate it, right?
Well, he uses his boogers as projectiles, but I think he could even do like a kick as a bomb, a punch as a bomb.
Yeah.
Like, I
if
think
he
the
can
boogers are
control
just
it,
like
it's
an
not
extension
everything
of
he
him.
touches a bomb, right? I mean, you macking
Yeah.
on some chick, you kiss her, you actually blow her lips up? No, I don't think that happens.
Magical. I saw explosions when we kissed, baby.
That's where your mind goes. Though I will say, right, if I could just blow up the door to the neighbor's place, I could just kidnap their dog. So, one, I could have a
Don't say
dog
that on
and
the
it stop
podcast.
barking all day. So I get 2 birds with 1 stone there, and with
Yeah.
2 birds with 1 bomb. Boom. There we go.
Boom,
Bomb
boom.
bomb fruit.
Boom, boom.
Actually,
All right.
and I'm gonna move these a little bit. I'm gonna put the
Yeah,
other ones
that's
over here
good.
so we can see it all.
So the human fruit here.
yeah, let's talk about the human fruit. That's our next one.
The human fruit.
We have to separate this
Do
from
I
the
wanna
beautiful
eat the
Tony
human
Chopper.
fruit?
All right.
No,
I
don't
do.
want to eat the human fruit.
I think
But
you do.
I do want to put it above chop fruit for one reason.
Mm.
If we
Well,
didn't
'cause
have the
Chopper.
human fruit, we wouldn't have Tony Chopper.
We have to
That is
separate.
true.
We have to separate it from Tony Chopper. We have
Yeah.
to take the
Do we have to
fruit
separate it from Tony Chopper?
because it existed before Tony Chopper. The fruit
Shopper.
is the fruit.
Okay, here's my logic. If a human ate a human fruit, you would just become like Sylvester Stallone, or like just like a really fucking ultimate human being. So you
More
probably
human than human.
be yeah.
This
You'd be
is
more human than
Hollywood's
human.
Ultimate human being.
I like music. One ticket to the human movie, please.
It's an odd devil fruit because it really has only one use case, and the use case is to make this beautiful character. But like in that, like, you know, it we thank Oda for it because we get Tony Chopper, but the human fruit on its own, I don't know. I might even put it at the bottom.
What? What if human fruit like turns you into a philosopher?
Well, guess what?
Like
We
you
don't
just
know.
find out what it means to be human.
We don't know. Like we will never know.
Bill, what if you ate a human fruit and you became Walt Whitman?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Be composed.
Walt Whitman.
Be at ease with me. I am Walt Whitman. Liberal and lusty as nature. Not till the sun excludes you do I exclude you. Not until the waters refuse to glisten for you and the leaves refuse to rustle for you do my words refuse to glisten and rustle for you.
Justin, I don't know if you know this or not.
A deer.
Bill does not take his straw hat off for no one. And for no man.
I keep off my hat. I take off my hat for no man or any number of men.
All right. So where does somebody want to start with the all right?
Go ahead and put that right above the sickle fruit, I think.
Okay. I think I could live with that.
Sickle is just getting fucking demolished.
Because
Like the guy can throw blades. That's kind of cool. You could throw blades.
he pretends like it's a wind thing and it's not. It's like it's such a weird use of wind power.
For a guy that
only
can
uses...
throw all these blades, Nami just threw his ass right into the river.
Exactly.
Just like
murder.
She
I
treated him
threw
like
that sickle
Blair Witch
fruit.
project. Yeah.
I threw that sickle fruit right in the river.
Yeah, he got Blair Witch, dude. He got booted right in the river.
All right.
Now this is
where it gets fun.
This is where boys
Bottom.
become men. And the
Bottom
ox
of the
ox
fucking
fruit,
list.
you put that shit right under the bomb fruit.
Get the fuck out of here. You're no way. Are you kidding me? You could totally demolish an ox using chop fruit. Kilo fruit.
How?
It's
Your
literally
body just
you
comes
turn
apart.
into an ox. Oh my god. No, you got fucking projectile fists. You can just like make yourself I don't fucking know. It's better than an
Okay,
ox.
all right. Here we go. Actually, I think looking back at this list, I think we're all making a case for kilo fruit over chop fruit. Honestly,
Yeah.
So this is my
because the fact that you can fly, that's Justin. I didn't even think about that. You brought up a great point.
but
Well, you can fly with chop, but your
You
feet
can't-
have to stay on the ground, and you can't go a certain distance.
exactly. But in
Kilo, you can ride the wind.
But like I think it evens out. I feel like they're very even because like the combat wise, so like kilo fruit and smooth fruit I think are like combat equivalent, but what puts it over the top is the flying. Chop I think is a better combat fruit because even if you try to swing down and try to like crush him, he just
Yeah, that's true. You can't really hit a chop.
you can't
fruit
really hit
person.
him that way. Like, with that type of with that.
And if you're an
power.
ox and you have your stupid fucking antler horns and you try to like hit them, you could just explode and like reassemble. You're just gonna wear yourself out.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna say first. Who thinks it's better than the whisper fruit, the ox fruit?
Me, absolutely,
No.
no doubt in my
No.
mind.
You're
No.
saying it.
First
is
of all, you
worse.
can talk to animals if you have the ox fruit because the same way Chopper talks to animals.
Mm-hmm.
And
Am I right or
you're
am I
an
wrong?
ox. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're
All right. So
Fucking lame. I can't believe you picked ox over Chopper's human fruit. Fucking tragedy.
the next one we got here is the smooth. So is ox better than the smooth fruit?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No. You can't even hit a smooth fruit person.
Why can't you?
Because they're smooth. It just ricochets off. It just lays off of them.
You're gonna tell me that if Luffy punched Alvida in the face right now,
His hand
she
would slide
no-sells
off.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess we haven't seen that fight yet.
Nah, I disagree, Bill. Smooth over Ox. Justin, what do you say? You're gonna be the
tiebreaker.
I'm waiting. So you think
Bill wants it past smooth.
So Bill, you think it's better than the smooth fruit?
Yes, I do. I don't think it goes past Kilo actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I think Kilo goes over Chop.
Okay, so I do believe it's better than the smooth fruit, but
Wow.
I do.
It has been decided.
Wow. I can't believe you've done this.
Come
Yeah,
at
put it right there.
And
Right
go
at
ahead
the
and put
bottom.
the Kilo over the Chop.
All right, so Kilo. Well, first, so you want to change Kilo over Chop? Lewis, what do you think? This is the fun part. This is why I wanted to do this.
Yes, you can fly with the Kilo fruit. But if you got hit by an airplane, you would die. But if you
All the
had
airplanes
Chop,
No, you just go heavy and then you go right back down.
oh, it doesn't work that way, Bill. Remember, there's a time limit before you can change
There's a
your
time
weight.
limit on
And
how
planes
long
are
I want you to
faster
talk
than
about
you.
this. Let's get going on this.
Dude, Chop over Kilo.
You want to do Chop over Kilo?
Yeah.
All right, Justin, you're the tiebreaker again.
Okay, so Chop over Kilo. I just thought of another cool use case for Kilo fruit. You know how
Go.
with all the devil fruits that you can't swim. Kilo, you really don't have to worry about it because you're always going to be above. Like you're always way more less in the water.
Why are
That
you so
one
smart?
Sink in, Lou.
Yeah, Justin, you were right from the get-go. Kilo over Chop. I don't have no idea what Bill was talking about. Bill, you don't know shit about your devil fruits.
And we've seen Buggy.
All right,
like,
wax
Okay.
fruit. Where are we putting this bad?
Oh,
boy?
dude.
Wax goes under bomb.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You got
Okay.
wax that you can make literally any weapon, mech suits, housing. You can do all the shit, and it's as strong as iron. All fucking
You can make
day,
your own
baby.
house. Excuse
You
me.
can.
I'm a millennial. You think I want to make my own house? I don't want to pay for these fees.
Dude, you could
I
build
wanna make
houses for people and
housing
get
for broker.
rich.
Yeah, thank you. A side hustle.
Yeah, wax fruit.
Okay, now actually.
But does my beard have to be on fire in order to use it?
What is it? Oh yeah, because you don't. Well, you keep a lighter with you like 90% of the time. What are you talking about?
No, I don't.
You don't?
That's only if I had the smoke fruit or the plume fruit.
No, I'm saying you as Lewis. Like if you had this fruit.
No.
You don't keep a lighter with you?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I don't smoke.
Oh, I forgot. You quit. Congratulations.
Lou
We should
quit.
practice.
He's a man.
I
even though he doesn't know
I
shit
vape
about
now.
The ox fruit.
Eh, it is.
Vape niche. I got the vape fruit.
All right, so where were we thought about it over a kilo
The
fruit?
kilo over kilo.
Yeah, I think we saw the use case for the kilo, and like in its execution, we saw that it was not as powerful as the.
Can't
the
believe
wax.
smooth fruit is under ox fruit.
Well, you
Jesus.
have to fucking live with it, Lou. You voted it.
I voted
All
it
right,
at the
now we
bottom.
arrive at another slightly controversial one with the munch fruit. I do think that this goes over the ox fruit and under chop.
Oh. So you could essentially eat anything.
Yeah. And we already saw that Dalton could do jack shit to Wapple, whereas Wapple was a piece of shit in every other regard other than that he had a better devil fruit.
True. See? Munch.
Munch over
Munch on that, boys.
Over
over
ox.
ox.
Over ox.
Yeah.
But under chop.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you could eat your way out of any situation, though. Like, even if you were...
I eat my way out of any situation now.
That's true. I guess
Just
we all
mention-
have it in us.
Let's not
Yeah.
not make it sound like more than it is.
Yeah, that's. Oh no! I'm sorry about that, listeners. If that sounded any sort of way. All right, so I will do this one last time, and I don't care what you say. We have
Yeah, tell these people what it is.
the definitive list of the very, very, very strongest devil fruit powers stand currently at the flame fruit as number 1. Maybe I should have done it from the bottom to the top.
Oh, yeah, okay,
You know what? Start over.
But then I have to count and then go backwards. Never mind. Number 2, the plum fruit.
Plume.
Plume.
It's smoky.
I think I might just do it. Just do it.
Just spell it out.
The gum fruit is number 3. Bomb fruit, number 4. Wax fruit. Oh my gosh, we missed one. The clone fruit.
Oh.
Dude.
How did we do that?
See?
Clone fruit over flame. I would, and it would be so entertaining to have it.
Now?
I'm making it now.
I mean, for me personally, I would love the clone fruit.
Yeah, he'd do my face all day and he would say stupid stuff.
100 fucking percent. That's
He would be the
exactly
most
what
annoying guy alive with the clone fruit.
I like ox. My name's Bill.
All right.
Oh man, it hurts to think about.
Dude, that'd be so good. Because
I
I wouldn't even tell you that I had it, but I would touch your face with my left hand, and I would never use it for anyone else. I would just use it to annoy the fuck out of you.
Yeah, okay. Where do we think this goes? I don't think
This is
it
a fun
goes
one.
above Bomb.
Okay.
But it's
Justin, you could do
it's
spy
it's
shit.
definitely above Chop. I think all right. Do we think it's better than Kilo fruit?
Think of all the uses that you would get out of a clone fruit.
I'm
Like-
asking you. I'm letting. I'm always going to be coming in as the decider at the end between you two because I like watching, listening to you two talk about it first. So, Lewis, do you think it's better than the chop fruit?
I do, yeah. I think you could
yeah.
get through so many situations being able to
All
be
these
a clone of somebody.
situations. All right.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying.
All these
I love the way you say it.
situations.
All right, so you think it's better than chop? Do you think it's better than kilo?
No.
No. Okay.
I think it's just two different ball games.
So,
you know?
and Bill, where did you have it?
You bring up the fact that Kilo you can fly basically because you can just like kind of ride the wind. That sold me so much more on Kilo than I've ever been sold, and I think that clone fruit could comfortably go under Kilo. I think you can make an argument for it going higher, but I think it's comfortable under Kilo.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a devil fruit power, it's very, very cool to manipulate your body weight. But so both of you guys have it at the same spot, so it doesn't matter what I decide. That's where it goes.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about if I could clone into Bill, all the stupid shit I would do. Like running down the street naked going, I'm Bill Ellis. I'm Bill Ellis.
Give them your social. Well, do they have the? He doesn't get the memories or anything of the person, right?
No.
He doesn't get anything.
That would be too broken. Oh
That
my
would be
God.
like the most.
Oh my
broken
God. I could become my own girlfriend. That'd be awesome.
Finally,
I can date me.
you just look at your naked body in the mirror. Okay, we're going too far there. All right, okay, so
Everyone was thinking it. Shut up! You guys were all thinking it.
Yeah,
listening to
everybody
this
knew.
podcast when you think about.
Yeah,
Alright.
look, I'm going to play the
Don't
little
you
devil
dare.
on your shoulder. It's fine.
Look.
I'll say it so you don't have to.
all right, that's what we do. That's another service we provide on the show. Add it to the list. All right, so flame fruit, the plume fruit. So I had to stop there for a second. The gum fruit, the bomb.
Wait, we're missing one more.
What are we missing?
Jerky fruit. Crocodiles.
What?
Well, we haven't
He
seen
turns
it yet.
people into jerky. Yeah, we have.
Oh my God! Shut up! Just get to the next.
All
The
right.
segment's never gonna fucking end. We're never gonna talk about these chapters.
All right. And listeners, it's never going to be this long again because this is the most we'll ever have to talk about in one show. So, all right. Where was I? Gum fruit. as number 3. Number 4, the Bomb fruit. Number 5, wax fruit. Number 6, kilo fruit. Number 7, the clone fruit. Number 8, chop fruit. Number 9, the munch fruit. Number 10, ox fruit. Number 11, the smooth fruit. Number 12, the whisper fruit. Number 13, the human fruit. And dead fucking last is the sickle fruit. What was that guy's name? Greg?
Shit. No one even knows, man. No one gives a
Eddie
shit about this guy.
with the sickle.
Hey, no, what was his name though? Nelson?
Girodi. He's Eddie now. He's fucking Eddie.
I forgot. When did we discuss it? Episode 6?
I don't even know.
It was during a Whisper Fruit episode. Wish
Okay,
she could
yeah, I
talk
got
to
it.
dragons.
I got it. Eric, or was it Nelson?
Eric. I was close.
It was
It
Eric.
was Eric. Yeah.
I was close.
Fucking Eric.
Anyway,
Sickle fruit. I'm putting parentheses. Fuck you,
I
Eric.
can't wait to shit on Eric every time we come back to these rankings.
Oh gosh, it's worth going through all of them again just to shit on Eric.
Just to put Eric in last.
All right.
Least favorite One Piece character, Eric. But he's not a canonical character, but
He's
anyway.
For our purposes. Yeah. All right. So this was fun. Did you guys enjoy it? Do you think we should keep this as a segment when we get new?
I think we
books
should.
out?
I think you should read through the list more often, though.
I think I should
Just-
too. But
just to keep people updated.
Bill is the captain. And I have to obey my captain. Oh, captain.
All right,
captain.
I'm steering this ship now, boys, and I'm steering us right
Well,
to Alabasta.
Let me ask you a question, Bill, really quick before we transition. So, who has this flame fruit that we put at number 1? You know, could you explain who this person is?
We will once we get to Alabasta, baby.
Exactly.
We're going.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Flame on.
Oh my gosh.
Sweet home Alabasta.
All right.
Lord, I'm coming home to you.
Okay, guys.
All right, now that we are talking about Alabasta, first and foremost, Bon-chan.
Hell
Bon-chan
yeah.
showing up on the ship.
With the clone.
So, yes.
My guy.
Or otherwise known as Mr. 3, right?
Mr.
Mr.
2.
Mr. 2, sorry, my mistake. Mr. 2.
Mr. 1 in my heart.
We did get a brief cameo from Mr. 3 later on.
Yep, he's still alive.
But
Confirmed. You see that three silhouette hair? You know what's going on.
so his name is Bonbon.
Bon-chan.
Bon Clay.
Bon-chan.
Bon
Bon-chan.
Clay.
I
But
love this fucking
Bon-chan
guy.
affectionately.
Bon-chan.
I love this.
Goddamn right.
It's-
Oh,
I-
come my way.
Oh, come my way.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna kind of go all over with it, but let's just talk about Bon Clay for a minute here. So, yeah, we see him get on the ship. He is just cloning everyone's face. They are loving it. They're eating it up. Usopp, Chopper, Luffy,
So much
they
fun.
love him right away. And he is just partying with them, and they have to leave, or he has to leave. And before he leaves, he looks at them and he says, "Friendship is nothing to do with how long we've known each other." What a guy.
Yeah.
What a
Good guy.
Fucking and best friends. Best friends forever.
And you know what
Right away.
also
I hope.
You know what I also like about like character, you can tell how good they are based on their crew or the people around them. And his Bon Clay's crew fucking love him.
That's true, yeah.
They came back for him. They were worried when he disappeared.
Yeah, they
even
were
do choreographed dances together.
exactly. That was my favorite part of this entire arc. Actually, that might be my very of the week, but we haven't decided yet. Yes, Bon Clay, super dope. I do like. I love how it's not only because usually Luffy loves everybody's power. Like everybody has a cool power. Like Luffy's the first to say what a cool power something is. But when he saw the clone, he's like, oh my gosh. And then everybody wanted him to do other tricks. It was so great.
Yeah, it was great. He's even he somehow managed to even get a clone of King Cobra.
Well, that's such a great reveal too when he's going through his little Rolodex of faces and he doesn't even think about the fact that he's going to show them Nefertiti Cobra, which is Vivi's dad, and Vivi recognizes it. And I think that's such a great little plot moment.
Yeah,
just
puts a
adding
lot
this
on the line.
mystery.
It is, and I was very impressed with myself that I recognized the face before it went to Vivi, and she did the reveal and she explains it to Nami.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh man, I know that guy. It's kind of like the same when I saw the Arlong wanted poster, and I was like, oh, that's Arlong. I was like, and I knew that name, but because I never catch things like you guys do, because I've never watched the show. So I was very proud of myself, and I mean, and then you
I'm
think
proud of you too, Justin.
just think to yourself,
I'm proud you caught it.
how does he know? She's probably thinking, how does he know my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And
get
he's
close
with
enough
the
to even
rope
touch
work,
his
so-
face.
Does he have to touch the face?
Yeah, his left hand
Yeah,
has
he
to touch your
the face
face.
with his left hand.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's one of the stipulations for him. I'll say right now that Bon Clay is my favorite queer character of all time. And there's not a lot to say more about that right now because we're just meeting him, but I adore this character. And it only gets, I only find him more lovable as the series progresses. And before this podcast ends, you'll probably hear me cry talking about Bon Clay, just being like, he's the best, man. I fucking love this guy.
This fucking
guy. There's just scenes I'll watch with Bon Clay, and I'll just start tearing up, watching them
Bill.
at work and stuff.
Bill, have you ever seen the film Stardust?
I don't think so.
You might like it. It's a fantasy, like a light fantasy. No, it's actually a real fantasy movie. This falling star goes out of the sky. This guy goes to this girl and he says, I'm gonna to propose to her. I'm gonna get you that star. I'm gonna find that star. I'm gonna bring it to you.
Wow.
But on his journey, he meets these sky pirates, and Robert De Niro is the captain.
Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro.
Oh my God. I never even... Robert De Niro.
Bobby De Niro is the captain of this pirate ship. His name is William Shakespeare, and he plays a queer pirate captain, William Shakespeare.
What's his fruit? How come we didn't put him on the list?
It's obviously the fly fruit.
Oh my God.
Ship flies. But there's a whole thing where all of a sudden his crew finds out that he's he's cross dressing, and his crew finds out, and they just all go to him, arr. Say it's all right, man. It's we're not.
It's all right.
All right. But one of the best characters Robert De Niro's ever played.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. But that's when you talked about a queer pirate captain, I think there's only 3 or 4 that I can think of.
Robert De Niro being one of them.
Yes. But no, Bon Clay's awesome. It's this is right before we get into Alabasta proper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so while we're still on the ship, we get one moment that I love already is Usopp talking about, telling stories about fighting sea kings, which he's obviously lying, but Chopper is eating it up. He's like, oh, really? You did that? And we're already seeing this great big brother, little brother vibe that Usopp and Chopper have that I adore. And we also get... in response to Bon Clay being able to transform into everyone, they all decide to wrap these sashes around their arms as a signal that they are the authentic Straw Hats.
So,
Which is so sick.
Yeah, keep going.
I was gonna say, if we ever in like the normal world again get to go to like a Comic-Con or something, we have to cosplay as One Piece characters, specifically with the armband, so we know that, like, Justin, you're part of our crew. Bill, you're part of our crew. Like, I feel like it would just be like such an added layer to a cosplay if you went with a
Yeah,
group.
it's a good one. It's a
If
good
nobody
extra
knows that
detail.
you're cosplaying One Piece, though, that could be attributed to a sign of protest, depending on who's looking at it. So you gotta be careful.
I'm gonna be the guy who's shirtless with short shorts with reindeer antlers on.
And I'll say again, depending on who, that's sort of a sign of protest.
Man, this guy's going to a protest. I'm eating cotton candy in the street, sweating.
But yeah, no, so
Wearing a Reef Life shirt.
not a Reef Life shirt.
I had to take it off. Actually, when we were doing the tier list, I like it's so hot in this room right now. I'm so glad we're not on webcam because I'm butt naked right now.
Listeners, paint yourself a mental picture of
Just a hairy,
the very
bald man.
very
Well,
very
it's
hairiest.
perfect because we're talking about Alabasta in the middle of a heat wave.
It's so hot. There's no water in this room either. I'm going through a drought.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. So they get to Alabasta, and first off, sand. Everyone, we get the
Dune.
sand. Dune.
Dune,
We don't get no worms coming out. Giant worms coming out of the sand, but we do get like giant
Desert shrimp, baby.
desert shrimp.
Yeah,
Okay,
we get
Which
the
are
desert
scorpions.
shrimp.
Desert shrimp.
We also get the Venus flytraps too,
yeah.
which reminded me of Beetlejuice a little bit.
They remind me of Mario.
Yeah,
Piranha
that makes
plants,
more
yeah.
sense. Piranha plant. Yeah, Alabasta's fucking crazy. The deserts are housing a lot of insane creatures, including birds that fucking rob you.
Yeah, stupid
Oh yeah,
birds.
no, they fucking suck.
Dicks.
And you know, like camels that like just won't let you like ride them or whatever. But
Can we talk about eyelashes now? Are we going right for that? Because
Let's-
I love
let's
when
do
they
it.
kick the shit out of it.
well, we'll go. Oh yeah, that was funny. Actually, I found that really funny.
Yeah, if you guys are down for it, I say for this, let's kind of take it just a little bit closer to beat by beat, just because so much does happen in this beginning
We have
of
a big chunk of
Alabasta.
episodes. And so the first thing so they get to what's the town they get to?
Nanohana.
No. And
yeah.
obviously they're going shopping, and you guys know how I feel about that. It's the best thing in the entire world. Anytime people go shopping on, like, and it's like, when you get to a new town in an RPG, it's like, oh, I want to buy all the shit. Like, I want to go find out where everything is. But they also have to be hidden because, there's bounty on their head, and, they're looking for them. And then on the way, they met the millions or the billions?
The billions.
Billions.
And are the billions higher or lower ranked than the millions?
Lower. Because at the lower, the lower your number, the lower your number, the higher up you are. So the higher your number, the lower you are.
Yeah, for some reason I thought though that they were making the billions seem like they were higher up than the millions, and that bothered
No,
me.
I think there's just more of them.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that was part
This
of
is
it.
like true like lackey goon type shit. If you're
Yeah.
in the billions.
Yeah, you're going through these. They all roll one dice for initiative.
Always.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
So they know that they're. It's what's really funny also is that for secrecy being Baroque Works like main thing, man, everybody's working for Baroque Works. Everybody knows.
Literally have billions of people that know.
Exactly, and like, did Mr. Two's ship have a 2 on it?
Yeah, it even had his name on the back of his his jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and Mr. 3 had the 3, and Mr. 1 had the 1. Your guys are supposed to be secret.
Yeah.
That was funny, especially because we brought up about the secrecy as the trade. But anyways, so yeah, they get there. Luffy does his normal thing of being super hungry and running away from the group. It's like, just what he does. And I mean, like if you're anybody else in the crew, like if I'm Zoro, I'm like, all right, we can all take a break for now. We have to deal with Luffy for a little bit. Like, he will be fine, and when he comes back, he comes back. But
this
now
is
we
just
can actually
Justin.
get stuff done.
This is Justin parenting. When Jacob comes back, it's fine. It's fine.
No, well, this would be if Jacob was like Luffy strong, like because I know nothing. Like he's not gonna get hurt that bad. So he could run off, and I'd be like, it doesn't matter. Like, something hits him, like, pops right off his head. Like, he's got the gum fruit power. Yeah. So
yeah, I like that he runs off for food out of instinct, and it immediately brings him to a house in the desert. And he just
brings him to the straight up middle of the desert first.
Yeah,
he's just like in the middle of nowhere.
Follow your nose.
He's like,
Well, yeah, he follows his nose to the guy's house, though.
There was no food in that town.
No, but he just destroys his property immediately.
Well, actually, what I want to point out first, which I thought was so sick, and something I never really thought about before, is Luffy goes to the middle of the desert, right? He bypasses the whole town. He's so hyped on food, he bypasses the whole town. He's in the middle of the desert, and he sees this like hut, like this little house with smoke coming up, and he thinks. I think he even says to himself, he's like, where there's smoke, there's food, or a food place. And that is so funny because it's like, where there's smoke, there's a food place. Where there's smoke, there's what? Fire. Smoker is in Alabasta. Ace is in Alabasta. Fire. And where do we meet both of them? At an actual restaurant. So it's like, it's so like weirdly layered. Even just that little quote, like, where there's smoke, there's a food place. He meets, like, where there's smoke, the real saying is where there's smoke, there's fire. And both the smoke power man and the fire power man are here, and he meets them both in the food place. Like,
yeah,
not
exactly.
this one,
the thing he was looking for. If he literally followed, like, if he literally reinterpreted the words he was saying, like, to himself, he would have been at the place where he wanted to be. I thought that was really funny. And this is where we get our first look at the our first
dance powder.
A dance powder. Yes.
Which I love the name. It's like implies like a rain dance.
Yeah. It definitely gives you that feeling. It makes you want to dance too, just like hearing about it. But then
dance.
Luffy eats it all, and
it's bad. So he just
actually,
burns it.
Yeah, he just burns it all.
Yeah, after he eats it and he thinks it's bad, he burns it.
As one does.
What would be weird is that if you had some dance powder, like, and if you like dabbed it on your tongue, like, it would be like drinking an entire like bottle of water.
Oh, that'd be fun. I think that would probably work for Ace and no one else.
Yeah.
Why?
He has to burn it.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have to burn it. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Flame, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that, I guess that does make sense. Fuck me, I guess. No. Yeah. So it goes that and meets the guy there. What's the guy's name?
I don't remember. Just some
Eddie.
random
Old
dude.
guy.
Another
Also Eddie. His name was also Eddie.
That was Eddie. So we meet Eddie at this hut, and he's what did you do? You burnt everything. You burned all of my stuff. And Luffy's like, I'm sorry.
Well, I love when he's like, that was my dream.
Yeah,
and Luffy takes it really serious.
Yeah.
The fact that he says it's his dream, he's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. And then he's like, then he tells him that the dance powder is outlawed by the world government, and Luffy's like, you're not a good guy, are you?
But Luffy plays it kind of cool. Like, he doesn't reveal that he's a pirate, and he wouldn't be able to, turn him in or whatever.
Not until he gets those rice balls, baby.
Exactly. So this is like one of the first times I've seen a little bit him playing the game a little bit, Luffy. So proud of him.
He's growing.
The boy's growing up.
Well, meanwhile, while this is happening, Sanji's being a little creep and
Gosh,
buying.
I wanted to bypass this whole part.
No.
I know.
He cares
Sanji.
he cares about the girls so much that he wants them to get sunburn and heat stroke and subjected to skin cancer by wearing just a bra.
I do like the first part of him being oblivious. You look so wonderful. Like he just says you look so wonderful. Like he's such an idiot. Like
Love Cook.
It's almost so over the top that I'm like, it's like you almost feel bad for how dumb he is in this respect. Like in contrast to him being cool, 99% of the time. He goes out and he buys these great outfits for
Nami and Vivi.
Now they're in a super secret mode, right? This is kind of like they're on a mission. They got Baroque Works looking for them. They really shouldn't be running into anybody from the Rebel Army.
No, and even just Vivi existing, like just people on the street would know her.
Exactly, like recognizing her, that's an issue. And so, Bill, what's the game plan? Are they trying to stop the war? Are they just trying to get Vivi home?
So their plan, and they go into more detail about this later, is that they are going to have Vivi meet with Koza, the leader of the rebel army, which they think is in Yuba, and so that she can talk to Koza and get him to stop the rebellion, and that's part of their plan. Luffy wants to just beat Crocodile's ass because Crocodile's definitely part of the problem, and so they want to get rid of Crocodile as well. And so while Sanji is going out and buying outfits that no one asked him to buy, Chopper is getting overheated.
Right? They asked him to buy real outfits.
Yeah.
Chopper's getting overheated, and so he hides away in like a little covered cart, which of course takes him to the rebellions. And he gets taken away, and luckily a camel helps him get out of the rebel army base, and Chopper's like, "Why'd you help me? Like, thanks so much." And the camel just says, "Reason, I'm cool, right?"
That was actually really funny. It's because I'm cool. It's because Chopper's he's so cute. He's just like, it's because I'm cool. It made me smile. It made Jacob smile too.
I also want to say, just to quickly cap off the dance powder info dump that we get from the guy that we're calling Eddie right now. We get another one of those great moments where Luffy is the person who receives an info dump, and at the end he just says, "Oh,
I don't
so
care.
It's a mystery powder." Like whenever he gets told like some long info dump, he just is like, "Yeah, it's a mystery," and it's like, "No, I just told you all the mechanics of it."
But Bill, who else do we meet in this town?
We meet an important guy here. A character,
the golden apple salesman.
I was gonna say the guy who sells a golden apple. Forget the One Piece. We got a golden apple, and we meet a guy who's looking for Luffy, and they're saying, "Oh, if you get this golden apple, you get all the luck. You can live 1,000 years." And this character says, "I don't need to live 1,000 years. I just need to live for today."
And then the guy.
And then you get Usopp
come up, and they're like, "Oh my God! What? This is a great deal! Oh my God, Nami, get the money!
Get the money!"
But Zoro
that would be Justin and I.
Yeah, no, this is exactly. And whatever situation we could be either one of those characters, Nami or Usopp. Like we could be, like I could be going, Lewis, no, it's a fucking great deal. And you're just looking like, I could be in. It could be the other way too. Look at these jean shorts, Justin.
I gotta buy like 3 pairs. They're on sale.
It's a deal. So
Zoro's there, and they all see Ace looking for Luffy, and when he turns around, Zoro recognizes the tattoo on his back. And we also see him recognize Tashigi is there, and that obviously sends him spiraling a little
spiraling, for
bit.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's like...
He runs away.
Yeah, he literally hides, yeah. Next time we see Ace, he is face down in his food and just like fork up, face down. Like,
the people there assume he's dead.
yeah,
So
they think
this
he's
is-
been poisoned.
This is one of those things where when I saw this, I was like, oh, my dad does this. Like he'll fall asleep mid conversation or like while eating, which like to me apparently is a normal thing. But in the world of One Piece and everybody else, it's not.
In the world in general.
In general, this is not okay.
Yes. So everyone thinks he's dead, and then he gets up and he looks over and he sees like people to the left and right of him, and he just picks up this woman's like apron and just wipes his face with it, like right in front of her, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, everyone's like freaking out about him, and he's like, "What's up with this place? Like, what are you guys doing, a comedy skit?" And they're like, "You're the one being weird, dude." Then through those double doors like a cowboy. Smoker. Smoker's
This
there.
is the point. This is the point where I on the couch was going, oh shit! Like I've seen this already, but I get fucking amped. And like Smoker walks in, I'm like, oh fuck yes, shit is about to go down.
It's because they're two cool dudes, and
Yes.
they also, you can tell Smoker's respect for Ace and Ace's respect for Smoker. I appreciate it.
Well, this is also
What
the
is
same.
Smoker... So good.
I was gonna say this is also the same point where Christopher, our roommate, was sitting working but watching One Piece with me, and he turned over and he looked at me and he's like, "When's Bill come back in town?" I'm like, "Sunday." Why? He's like, "I can't really watch One Piece without thinking about Bill screaming and being like, 'You haven't seen nothing yet. This isn't shit.'"
That's true. But man, what does he say? What does he say about Ace? He calls him the second division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates.
Ace ain't no joke.
And then I said to myself,
Portgas. Wait, hold on. Portgas D Ace. Oh my god! What more do you need?
so the D is their like surname or whatever.
The D is part of their name. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was for brothers. I was like, that's not his last name though.
It's not his last name. No, they don't have the same last name.
Yeah,
But he has he has this D initial that we see.
Yes.
Some ways, like we see Monkey D Luffy.
Yes,
Gold
yes.
D Roger. Portgas D Ace.
William D. Wrinkle. We got
D. Wrinkle.
all of them.
Robert D Nero. Kermit D Frog. We got them all.
Frog. No, I
Ellen
love this.
DeGeneres.
I love this exchange.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
No, what was I gonna say? But I do enjoy Smoker saying like, "I'm not here for you," and then Ace. What does Ace say back to him? He says something, and then Smoker says, "But I can't let you go." Like, and it's just like, shit. Shit is about to go down.
Well, this is our first name drop of Whitebeard, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say Whitebeard. Thought you had it with Blackbeard. Whitebeard.
Whitebeard.
What's up with Whitebeard, Bill?
Oh my fucking god! Don't get me fucking started on Whitebeard.
You should
You
just.
think I love Blackbeard?
You haven't seen shit yet.
Let me start talking about Whitebeard. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite characters. Okay, so
Everyone
for the
is one of your
listeners,
favorite
we
characters.
did our top Devil Fruit rankings. But I personally, over the weekend, did my my recent update for my top One Piece character rankings. Whitebeard ranked in at my number 2.
Oh, okay.
God
so this
damn.
is okay. And did we post this
And
to the
that,
Instagram?
you know, this is the way they rank. The way they no, I didn't post it because there's a lot of characters that we haven't seen yet, and the way they rank it is very cute. They show these little like
Those little
Super
pixel
Nintendo-esque sprites of these
Yeah.
characters. So I didn't want to post anything spoilery, and I also think the way they rank them is like pretty good, but not because it's basically like the way this ranker works is it just shows you 2 characters at a time, and you just pick your favorite one, and then you go through like 200 sets of those, and it
Yes.
kind of comes out with like
The,
eventually, you know, it starts to recognize which characters you're putting to the top more often.
each of them
And
gets
so
a point.
I don't
yeah.
know that way I would really consider Whitebeard my second favorite character in the series. I think that would not be true, but he is absolutely in my top 10 favorite characters in the series. I love Whitebeard, and he's responsible for one of my favorite moments in the entire series, and probably one of my favorite moments in fiction. Period. But yeah, I love Whitebeard, and we see that Ace has his insignia on the back of his tattooed to his back. And we also see on Ace, we see another tattoo
Of a misspelling of his name.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like 6
okay.
misspellings of his name.
So I've always I was like, oh yeah, he misspelled his name, like a 3-letter name, that'd be. But someone recently pointed out that there's a double meaning to it, and when they explained it, and there's some video where they explained it, and I lost my absolute shit. I can't say anything more about that now, but there will be a time when I can, and
Yeah, just
Oh my
remember it
God.
because I want to hear it.
And I won't
hear-
yeah,
remember.
put it on the list of the little threads of like things to talk about later.
We
is
should
the meaning-
we
the
should make a
potential
separate
double meaning.
document in our Google Drive. Like we have enough documents in there, but of just things that you want to bring back up, like towards specific
Yeah.
arcs. Yeah.
The wind, the tattoo.
Well, we talked about
The
the wind. We
everything.
can talk about the wind.
Go back. You want to talk about Dragon again?
Yeah. Oh man, I love that we can talk about Dragon. Oh, man. So good.
I like Ace. I did not think it would be Luffy's brother. That is something that I was like, shit, this show got me. That's a great twist. That's Luffy's brother.
Hell yeah.
And you see how they kind of look alike, the way brothers do, and that's pretty much it because they are not alike in a lot of other ways.
Yeah, you know why? Because who threw the first blow? Luffy.
Luffy.
Into
He just-
Smoker's
He
fucking...
blows right and just blasts Smoker. And I love that Luffy just casually sits down at the bar, and they're like, "Do you know what you just did?" And like they point at the hole, and he's like, "What's with all the holes in the wall? Is that your hobby or something? Like, are you a weirdo?
Is
that
this your hobby? You did it. When?
Are holes in the wall your weird hobby? Is like literally what Luffy says to this guy.
Dude, I laughed so fucking hard at Luffy just casually eating while Smoker stands there. And, like, there's this whole, like, thing that plays out of Smoker talking and, like, the memory of Smoker and, like, fighting him on the island. And then the delay that Luffy has to the realization it's Smoker. It fucking made me laugh so hard.
He's like, "Oh my god, you're that smoke."
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god. I swear I've had breakups like this where I'm just like happily eating and then halfway through I'm like realize wait, did you just break up with me?
Are we breaking up? Yeah. No, you both realize it
Oh,
at the same
fuck.
time.
But you know what? Fire Fist Ace. He was ready to catch that
So
smoke.
Fucking cool.
He was ready to catch that smoke. You like
He's
that?
ready
That's a
for
double
that
intentional.
smoke. Oh.
No, there's Ace's, and then all of a sudden Ace just does, and then I saw like his his power set, and I was like, oh, you mean we got a fireman right now?
Oh, he's the fireman.
Oh gosh, he's so cool. And like, I love the like just the imagery of Smoker and him like intertwined, like wrapping around each other, like in the air. And just to be in that fucking town, I'd look outside and be like, get the fuck out of here. And I go right back inside the house. Like,
Yeah. What's so sick is like Luffy's running and like he like turns to watch and he's like, "Whoa, Sokka!" This is fucking crazy. Like engulfing the entire town.
Well, we also get the reveal here that Luffy has never seen Ace's Devil Fruit power, so that also gives a timeline on to when Ace would have gotten that power. It's like there's a gap between when they saw each other last.
Didn't they say it?
It was three years ago.
About
he got his
3 years before him. Yeah.
Yeah, he left 3 years before Luffy, and Luffy left, we'll say, like a year ago?
And not a full year, probably. I don't know, but like, yeah.
Roughly.
Somewhere on Whitebeard's crew is when Ace got his Devil Fruit power.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of cool because that means Ace was probably really fucking strong beforehand to be, on Whitebeard's ship.
And did Ace get promoted by happens? Because the whole thing was that Blackbeard was on Whitebeard's crew and defected, right?
Okay, so here's the deal. Here is Ace is the commander of the 2nd Division of Whitebeard's fleet. Blackbeard was under Ace, which I actually didn't realize until seeing it in this watch through. I didn't realize. I knew that Blackbeard was part of Whitebeard's crew, obviously, but I didn't realize that he was actually under Ace in the 2nd Division.
No shit.
And so yeah, that also makes sense why Ace takes it so personally and wants to find Blackbeard. And so what Blackbeard did is he committed the ultimate sin of the Whitebeard crew, which is he killed one of his Nakama and then defected. And that has so much more portrayal of what that means in the Whitebeard crew later on, and it's just such a great detail, honestly, of like the why like the whole like Whitebeard crew would be like livid about this beyond just like the reason, just the standard thing, but also when we find out why Blackbeard did it, it's also such a great payoff and like portrays Blackbeard in this amazing, like for his own character. Yeah. I love this plot line, and I don't want to say more about it yet, but we get Luffy and Ace get together. Like Luffy gets separated from the crew, Ace finds him, and they arm wrestle.
Yeah, that's the first thing you do with your brother.
Neither of them really win here, and I love that. First of all, that Ace tells Luffy that he's in Alabasta for "quote unquote" minor business.
Which a little mission.
Yeah, and I love that it's just kind of like a little bit of like a shit talk on Blackbeard. But he asks Luffy to join the Whitebeard's crew, and he says, "I'm gonna make Whitebeard the king, the pirate king." And Luffy says, "We'll just have to fight then." Which, like, there's no ill will between them. He's just like, yeah, guess we'll have to fight.
Yeah, we'll have to go toe-to-toe at some point. Ooh. Yeah, we have to do it right now, but yeah, at some point we're going to have to do that. And that's always...
And Luffy's explaining his whole crew to Ace, and Ace is just like, these all sound like weirdos. And Luffy's like, and Luffy just follows up with, and I also want a musician. Like,
I'm also looking
like got
for
his little wish
musician,
list.
Yeah. Well, it's great him going through it. He's like, we've got like the world's best cook, a man who wants to be the strongest swordsman, an amazing navigator, and a liar.
Yeah. And a reindeer.
Yeah.
It doesn't mention he's a doctor.
Yeah, and Ace is like, well, I think of all those, you're probably the weirdest of them all, honestly.
Yeah, and you're their captain. Yeah, no, that's very, very, it's very interesting, like, dynamic between the two. Because, you would think that, First, I'd like to ask Bill. I always want to ask you this. Now, you only become King of the Pirates when you get the One Piece, or can you be King of the Pirate, declare yourself King of the Pirates, and then, be King of the Pirates, or like if nobody could kick your ass or whatever?
No, if you can become you can't become. You have to get One Piece to become the King of the Pirates.
Okay.
And why that is not super defined, other than that Goldie Roger previously had the title as the King of the Pirates, and so to find his treasure would make you the next King of the Pirates. And there are some like really good theories about what the One Piece is, and I think they line up really well with why that would make someone considered the King of the Pirates. But as far as like just power scaling wise, like if you're just so strong that you can beat everyone's ass, what does that make you? Like, wouldn't you become the king of the seas basically? But in that case, you would probably just take the place of one of the Yonko, like the four Yonko, like the four most powerful pirates.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, maybe we haven't discussed that maybe it hasn't been revealed yet. But yeah, so there's the
Spoilers,
four
everyone.
Yonko.
I say we don't even mention it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just better if we don't
We
mention
got 7 lords already. I assume one of the 7 is one of the 4. But yeah, it's still layers, Bill. And other thing, real fast. Love the map in this episode.
Oh yeah,
That's
The map.
great
This is where we start really getting like islands that are so big that we need a map at the beginning of each episode, and there's like the little icons of like where all the characters are and where they're headed. And this is where it starts to fit more of like the Lord of the Rings kind of like scale of like
where you get the thing at the beginning of the book.
We need to know the map. We need to know that like there's directions. There's all these different town names, and it starts to like have like more of this like high fantasy like mythology. And we saw that starting with Drum Island, where there was multiple towns in Drum Island, and Alabasta is even like more important for that, where like the different towns matter a lot more rather than just like the spatial relations of them.
I keep forgetting it's an actual island.
Yeah.
Because it seems more like a continent.
yeah, it's certainly large enough.
Yeah. Or a country at least. Which it is, I guess. But yeah. So where do we go to from here?
I think at this point we watch Mr. 11 gets executed by the millions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, by the billions.
I thought it was the millions because they were saying if you die, there's an opening for one of us to join.
That might be. It might have been the million. I mean, the thing is, the millions and the billions are all just goons. Like, there's not really like get any more portrayal to them beyond that, so far as I'm aware.
Yeah, except for the dude who tries to fight Luffy but just gets bazookaed to death.
Okay, this guy, was he based on the dude from Tarzan? Like, he looked like a buff version of like that hunter from Tarzan. Do you know what I'm
that
talking
hunter
about?
from Tarzan is in everything. Like that body type is like that is a staple. That is like a Popeye, the Sailor Man. Like
He is a
with
staple.
But yeah, no, I don't think he was. I don't think
Wouldn't
he
be
was.
surprised.
But I think that's a very common thing you see for a hunter, like a hunter portrayal.
The garb.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get into actually seeing Ace's like strength too, where he kind of just fucking kickflips over like 5 ships, like
Can we
Tony
talk about
Hawk.
his jet ski for a minute?
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
no, that
sick.
was so fucking cool. Yeah.
Again with Oda, like coming up with a way of like he doesn't just think about like what's the power and what does that power do in combat. He also thinks, how would this character adapt this power to their everyday life?
Exactly. Utility.
And that is part of what really puts a lot of this mythology over the edge for me, is like, Ace, not just that he has this flame power, it's also like, oh, well, I'm going to create a custom like jet ski for myself where I use my flame to propel myself. Like I'm using it for just like this other like daily task that I have.
Yeah, it's the second purpose. It's like an HM in Pokemon, where you can fly, or like
Tell 'em.
cut.
It's true.
But
And then, we see his destructive capability here, his DC, if you will, where he just like he blows apart like 5 galleons, like in one attack.
wrecked.
It's not that they just
Overpowered.
catch fire. The fire blows a hole in all 5 of them, one after the other. It's an amazing scene.
Yeah.
What's great is I was watching this scene with Christopher, and he chimes in. He's like, "That guy seems a little overpowered." And I was like, "Well, I mean, he is pretty tough." And he's like, "It's kind of like Sully." And I was like, "Sully?" He's like, "Yeah, Sully Sullenberg, the guy who landed a plane in the Hudson." And I'm like,
Oh,
"What
yeah.
are you talking about?" But then he goes on to show me he made a meme page specifically for Sully Sullenberg, and it's just like a banner of his face with the word that says "welcome," and then underneath, under the quotations, it just says Sully Sullenberg, and it was the funniest shit.
Dude, this is hidden roommate lore I didn't know about. Oh my god.
I just wanted to share that. It was beautiful.
One of my
It was so
favorite
beautiful.
portrayals, or my favorite descriptions of Sully Sullenberg was from Matt Damon, where he said, "What's I don't get why everybody's so in love with Sully Sullenberg. You know what he did? He hit birds. You know what I do? Not hit birds every day."
Points were made. Anyway, my tier list: Sully Sullenberg #1, but
Would you put him above or below Denzel Washington from Flight?
never. No. Well, I'm gonna roll it.
I'm gonna
No.
roll it.
Denzel Washington #1, and then Denzel Washington's son, and then Cobra King,
Okay.
King Cobra.
And then Panda Man, who's also in this episode.
I always miss these
What?
Panda
I
Man.
didn't
running
see a
around.
Panda Man.
Yeah, so on the ship that it's not a good look for Panda Man because he's with the Baroque Works Billions on the ship that Ace is about to blow up. Like I put it in the it is on the Instagram in the story, the Panda Man story that we have on there.
The story
If you want
of
to check
Panda
it
Man.
out at Very Strongest Pod on Instagram. But yeah, it was in episode 95. We get this one little glimpse of Panda Man running in the background, and you really feel for Panda Man sometimes because he gets himself mixed up in all these bad situations.
trying to find
where
his way.
This ship gets blown up and caught on fire.
Man, sorry, Panda Man.
He'll come back. He bounces back.
Oh, he does? Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
So there's 2 things that we get here with Smoker after this scene. Smoker realizes that Princess Vivi is with the Straw Hats, for one. 2, we get that Smoker hates the Shishibukai. And I love this kind of plot line where you get that, like, not only do some people within the world government, like, not follow the exact rules of the world government and kind of follow their own form of justice, but some of them, like, actively hate the, political structure of the world government.
Yeah.
And as you would expect in a political system, that people have different opinions about different aspects of it. And, the same way we see strife within our own political system in the United States, it makes sense that we would have the same thing in, like, some kind of fictional world. And we get that with, like, Smoker hating the Shichibukai system. We also... hold on a second here. We also get that Blackbeard was supposedly seen in Yuba, which is where the Straw Hats want to go too. So they get to ride along with Ace a little bit longer.
Exactly. Then we get to, like,
They be cruising.
it's one of the things I like about this show is that you do get those temporary crewmates, or like who are not like officially like Straw Hat crewmates, but they're they're riding with them for a while, and it's like always really fun.
Yeah.
Like we had that with Kobe and I forgot what those 2 bounty hunters that were riding with them for
Johnny
a
and
little bit.
Yosuke.
yeah.
Johnny Yuzuka, yeah, those guys were cool. and it's nice seeing them, and they're
we
always
get
there.
some honorary Straw Hats every now and then.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. But Ace, yeah, I love Ace rolling them. I like how Nami and Vivi talk a lot about Ace. Low key.
Oh yeah, where they look at him, they're like, "There's no way that's his brother."
Yeah.
He's very well.
He's
mannered.
like cool and like seems smart. Now, of course, they don't realize that he was face down in a pile of mashed potatoes like
Yeah.
2 scenes ago.
We all have that though.
But he does clean his own dishes, and he earned a spot in my heart.
He does. Yeah, no, that's another thing too that I was like, oh man. And then you see like they're like, I don't know. I think I detect chemistry. That's like that's my devil fruit power. Like I feel like I detect a little bit of chemistry between the three, or at least I get vibes that they're putting off.
You're doing some shipping right now?
Huh? I'm not shipping. I'm saying there's there's an interest on one side at least from Nami and or Vivi, because it's girl talk. It's not like they're talking about it with Chopper.
Okay, we got a new reward for any Patreons. You get the Justin fanfic, the romance fanfic.
Ace and Nami.
Oh,
the flames of passion is.
Ooh,
flames of passion. And then like on the cover, it's like they're in an embrace, but there's like a whirlwind of flame around them and stuff like that. Oh, that's
and he's like, "You give me a flame on." Sorry.
What?
I wanted to just ruin this skit so bad.
Listeners, when you listen to that, just skip that part.
You know what?
After you listen to it, skip that part.
Just listeners, from now on, just skip the parts where Lou's talking. Whenever you hear Lou talk, just hit that forward 20 seconds button.
Forward 20 seconds. If he seems like he's gonna go on a little bit, you can do that or zone out a little bit. Get your coffee. That's the part you listen to at the gym.
So fucking cry.
It's Vivi's message delivered to the king.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also this Ace moment where he says that Crocodile probably has a deeper goal for going out after Alabasta rather than just running the kingdom. Like, it doesn't make sense for a pirate to just try to settle down all of a sudden. We also get some great animal moments. We get the lizard runners.
Oh, they're
Justin.
awesome.
Yes.
Come on.
I knew Justin would love that.
So fucking cool.
The lizard and the kung fu dugongs. Come on.
So sick. Oh my god, when he's like, "All right, listen up. Stance. Stance."
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes.
That was,
So
I
sick.
wish that they were, how like everybody says about Luffy's crew is like very small. I want them to be like the workers on the ship, like constantly.
Oh,
Like, I
that'd be
would've
so
loved
tight.
But
I
no.
could watch at least a few filler episodes of Luffy just leading the kung fu dugongs around for a while and
Have them
getting
take
into
over the
kung
whole
fu
kingdom.
mischief.
Oh gosh, no! I love how fast Luffy leans into it too. Like
Yeah, immediately.
He's just like, all right, no, this is how I fight. Hiya! He's got all the moves. Yeah, and then when they have to leave, they're really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, because Luffy's like, they said they would come. Like, he doesn't get it. Like,
Yeah, it's like they'll die if they come. That's the way they separate.
yeah.
But they do get them to guard the ship, which is also like a good little like filling in of a plot point of like they're just gonna leave their ship and go on like this huge journey like through the desert. But they got the kung fu dugongs watching it for them, so it's safe.
No, it's super safe. Now that they're trained by Luffy.
Hell yeah! Everybody needs some guard dugons.
Some muscle. You always need some muscle by the ship. That's
So we
one
go
thing.
through Erumala, the quote-unquote city of green, which is looking a little dusty, looking a little dried up.
It's so funny. My notes actually says the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Looking a little dusty.
Also, what we get when they're in El Ramallah is the full explanation of the dance powder and why it's a problem to use it and why it's outlawed. And we get this amazing illustration of the muscular cloud and the other muscular cloud, and how like the one just pulls all of the water away from the other one, and like we get like one cloud is like just super beefed up, the other cloud's like withering away, like no.
Oh my gosh. That reminded, I love, people should take their ego out of the equation and take more lessons that way. Because we talked about on the podcast, I think a few episodes back, about the quantum physics for babies. And I presented this as an idea to construct our training around for our team, and people felt patronized, like, or what's the word? Yeah, patronized. Is that it? Like where you're like, think little.
Which
like,
team?
Huh? My
Which team? At work?
Yeah, my work team.
Okay.
And I was like,
My soccer team.
Yeah, my soccer team, man. You don't know how to coach soccer? But
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't.
That's exactly what I'm saying every single time.
Yeah.
That and get better.
Don't suck.
But it's, and they like, they showed us things, but I was like, no, this is the most efficient way we can teach everything in the entire world. Just, you have two clouds, one's the muscular one, one's not, and this is how it works.
What's wild about this, maybe I'm just looking into it, but when Vivi's telling the story, there's a wind that comes through and Luffy sees someone in it. And I don't know.
I didn't want to say too much about that, but I definitely took note of that. And if you look at the way the wind blows through, it looks like Crocodile's coat.
That's what I was like trying to figure out. I was like, is it Crocodile? Like, is he spying on them, or?
I thought you were talking about Dragon.
Well, that was the other thing too. I was like, maybe it could be Dragon. Like, someone's watching them, is what I gathered from that. And I think Luffy took note of it.
Can feel it.
He could feel it in his gum bones.
His gum.
Yeah, Chopper in the heat, though.
Oh, yeah.
Chopper in the heat.
You feel that, Lou?
Dude. Oh, so relate. Like, I'm feeling like it right now. Like,
did you feel it in Florida?
Laid out. Yeah, it's fucking. I felt like that scene in Ace Ventura when he's like crawling out of the rhino. It's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
It's a good scene. No, that.
And how the fuck is Ace all right with it? Like, do you think like having the flame fruit, he's like acclimated to heat, or is he just constantly burning up? Is that why he doesn't wear a shirt?
You want to know if it, my question is, if I get the flame fruit, does that mean I don't have to deal with sunburn anymore?
Well, obviously,
I don't think you have to,
because Ace is open chested the whole time.
Yeah, no shirt, and he's looking pretty pale. So, I think you're good.
Me too.
And he got them freckles.
Yeah, my guy's cute. My guy's cute. Got little freckles.
You got some freckles. I'm not saying nothing about him. That's all I'm saying. Is not nothing.
So we also get the explanation here that basically the reason that the rebellion has started against the king is because he was caught using the dance powder, which he was obviously framed by Baroque works, but Luffy doesn't get that part at first. He's like, Vivi, your dad's a bad guy.
That was one of the fun. It's like, no, obviously he was framed.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. That's political situations where resources are gone.
Exploited.
That's always one for a rebellion.
But this section had some of the best gags too. I was laughing so hard at anytime Usopp was annoying Chopper, and then Chopper would like transform. He's like, "It's a monster!" And he's like, "Stop calling me that." You just keep doing it.
Is this where we get to the sand pirates?
Let's not go there quite yet.
Okay.
Well, we get in this we get the desert shrimp, we get the sick birds that steal shit,
Okay.
and we
Yeah.
get eyelashes stuck in the like piranha plant. And when Luffy sees the eyelashes like with his legs like spread along the mouth of the piranha plant, trying to like press the mouth open and like trying to stay alive, and Luffy's like, "That's so funny. You're funny." Like, he's like, "I'm dying, dude. I'm gonna die."
Was that so? That's when eyelashes becomes. That's how they meet. Like the group meets eyelashes, right?
Yeah, but Chopper recognized the
Yes,
Chopper and him
yes.
recognize each other from earlier.
Yeah. All right. So that makes sense.
And this is where we get the part where eyelashes. They're like, "Oh, great, we have a camel now. So that means a couple of us can ride." And he's like, "Only the women can ride on my back." And they're like, "You piece of shit, camel!" And they start stomping on him. And then he's like, "I'm chivalrous." And they're like, "You're a piece of shit." And they call him a pervert and like kick the shit out of him. I love that little bit.
To me, that's pirates right there. Like,
Yeah. Well, like what's even cooler too is when Luffy comes running back on Lashes, he brings this giant lizard with him, and Ace just like fucking one shots this boy, and I love Ace's his little like taglines he says after he kills a person, where he's like, "Your goose is cooked." So
Didn't
sick.
say that.
so
Yeah, he
good.
did. He did. And then
Goose is cooked.
he says, "Your goose is cooked."
He doesn't say that.
And when he fights like the standing lizard, he's like, "Don't play with fire unless you want to get burnt." This is like the
Unless you wanna
coolest
get
fucking
burnt.
shit.
What version are you watching, Lou? Or is it like one where you're doing the
When he fights the scorpion, he's like, "Fuck you, I'm the fireman."
Says fireman,
he's just got
fireman. Because I'm looking,
He's got
and
the
I ain't
best
seeing this.
catchphrases. Yeah, man, your goose is cooked.
He does. You find.
Oh my god! See what I said about skipping the loose?
Look at that. We got minutes and minutes wasted.
All right.
Man, Ace is so
All
cool.
right, so the next episode, these are actually two filler episodes, 98 and 99, and so the sand pirates are actually filler content. But I do love their design, and the design of their ship is sweet, where they
That's
don't
not canon?
have. No, it's not canonical.
Or I mean, like manga canon, because I love
No,
these guys.
no. Yeah, they're I definitely like the designs of these characters, and you can tell that there's really no plot elements in this. It's
Yeah.
mostly them just like horsing around and like some kind of like low key pod racing moments,
I did like that.
Yeah,
they're definitely fun. I love the design of that ship where they come in and it's like there's like an umbrella on the front, and then whenever a character's face is revealed, their little umbrella on their head pops too, which is like
it's so
like,
good.
Well, wouldn't the umbrella already be open? But you're also like, I love the little pop scene though, so it's like
Nah,
Yeah.
that's you guys.
One
sacrifice
Piece,
for the-
king of the hats. The umbrella hats are so sick.
That gosh, there's so many great hats in One Piece. Like they just you do.
yeah.
Just
Okay,
get-
does this take the place, Justin, of for your very 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 strongest hat?
What is my current very 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 strongest hat? Do I need
Your
to make a
your
whole
last
other?
one was from the previous filler, the Apis filler, where we had the people on the Warship Island.
Oh no, they were
Yeah,
some
the
dope hats
yeah,
too.
the Pope hats.
No, because I've seen umbrella hats before. Like I've seen that
Okay.
thing.
This is fair.
So like it doesn't pop. Like as like as something that's getting
Yeah.
my goose cooked.
Listen, any old class clown can wear an umbrella hat.
Yeah.
It takes a real man to wear this swagger
Wear a
hat.
Pope hat.
Yeah, wear the Pope
Yeah.
hat basically. Yeah. You think you can keep that on your head all day? No, is the answer. What was I wanting to say? No, if this is filler content, I really liked So in that chick that was I'm sorry if
Rasa.
chick is derogatory, but Rossi, is she's also filler? She's not canonical.
Yeah, she's a filler character. She's not a
Oh, I
canonical
loved
character.
her. She was so badass.
Really, I didn't really feel one way or the other about her. I think she was okay. I like that. I
No,
like that
I
they
thought
kind
she
of
was.
give extra port. What's that?
No, I thought it's Rasa, right? That's her name.
Rasa, yeah.
Rasa. I thought she was awesome, especially for trying to kill Vivi because she keeps asking the Straw Hats to help her. I was like, she's really on my side.
No, I love like this first anytime like Pirate 101. You want somebody to look cool? Have them come down from the mast, like and swing down on the rope, and you're like, man, you're so fucking cool. You're like,
That's true.
that's
true.
like that makes you badass 101. And then it's like she's our best. What are those boats called? Sand
I don't know,
sleds
the
or
little
whatever.
pod racers, yeah.
Pod racers.
Pod racers. This is pod racing. She's our best sand racer, whatever it was called. And I love that she could size up Vivi right away, saying she knows around one of these things. She can pilot the other one. So I thought that was pretty cool. I loved when they're racing towards that oasis, Luffy and Vivi coming out from the sand and pulling them down and pulling up and saying, "We caught up." That made me laugh.
A good use of Luffy's powers, honestly, to win the race.
Oh yeah, you'd be doing that all day. But it's like, and they discuss it actually a little bit in this arc about how much weight does Luffy need to like do his slingshot move. So yeah, apparently it was enough that he could not pull them under the sand, but pull himself out of the sand. So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want
My
to talk?
favorite part of this episode is when we get a giant dung beetle
Oh yeah.
tries to roll a giant shit boulder into the ship to stop it, and we've already had Zoro cutting a booger, and now he's cutting a giant piece of shit in a shit boulder into pieces.
And everybody's like,
We also
"Whoa."
there's a little nod to like Sanji once he like kicks part of the boulder, he starts scraping his foot on the floor of the ship because he's just
Yeah.
trying to get shit off his shoe.
You gotta do that. And the Zoro's cleaning that blade like every night. Like that's like his nightly thing he does. But or maybe those blades like because they're so legendary, they just stay clean. That'd be pretty interesting.
No shit or
Yeah.
blood will ever get on him.
Yeah, no blood.
I think
You better
what this
tell us,
episode
Oda.
does poorly though is it gives inconsistent portrayal to Cobra, because in this one, we see Cobra in the previous episode. He's allowing, common folk to come into the castle and like stay with him and talk with him about their problems. And in this, like basically the plot of this whole episode is that, Rasa knows Vivi because Cobra and Vivi were supposed to come back to this town or whatever and help them, get through the drought or whatever, and they never did, and they've been totally forgotten supposedly. And I just think that's not consistent portrayal of Cobra, and that's like, I have a lot of problems with these fillers, and we'll get into, obviously there's things that they do right, or things that I think are fun, but they do give some inconsistent portrayal. This is definitely not the most egregious. There is one that is insanely egregious to me, like one that I think is just like bafflingly horrible that they made this decision, but that's not what I'm talking about right here. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Well, I'd like to. I mean, what makes it inconsistent with Cobra?
Is that it makes it look he doesn't care about this particular group or this particular town, which
I don't think
is
that's
not
what
the
it
case.
is.
We see that's what's implied, I think.
Well, I think
at least that's how Rasa takes it.
Rasa takes it that way, yeah, and like that's what, and to a certain extent, that's how. Is his name Koza? Or who's the
Koza, yeah.
Koza,
The
and
leader, yeah.
you can see kind of that way from Koza too, of wanting to lead a rebellion over this. like, the king doesn't, like, is unjust, but really it's circumstance that ends up, like, being the deciding thing. I mean, has, like, he is stretched thin. Like, half of his army is defected. They're all struggling for resources. He is unable to take care of and which leads to, those thoughts of people joining the rebellion. So you can see how people would do that. So I think, like, it's not necessary. It doesn't paint him. It paints him in a bad light in Ross's eyes, but I think, like, it doesn't. It's not inconsistent with his, character of wanting to do the good thing, not being able to.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Is the question? So this one's a filler. Was the next episode a filler as well? Because it is one of my favorite episodes of One Piece, actually.
Really? 99?
Yeah. This story stuck out so much to me during the entire Alabasta arc that, when we hit this episode, I was super stoked on it because, like I said, it is actually one of my favorite episodes.
Was that before or after when they leave the Sand Pirates, and Luffy and the captain of the Sand Pirates laugh the exact same way? And I just love I love the contrast of, like, this big burly guy laughing the exact same way as Luffy. He's almost imitating him, and he says, "Bye, old guy."
Classic. Shortly after that is when we get into this one, where it's the three rebel, or I guess they're not really rebels. They're fake rebel soldiers.
They're fake rebels. Oh. Yeah, they
faux
keep
rebels.
They're rebel soldiers. They're posers.
They are the total posers, squatting in this little town and getting treated a little bit like royalty and not having to do anything for it. And I do like the fact that, like, Vivi is like, when they meet them, and you could tell they're kind of good-hearted, but you don't really know. And Vivi's like, "I want to test them." I thought that's, like, the coolest premise for, like, this bottle episode, essentially. I don't know. It's a good feeling.
How do we feel about these guys? Like me, I'm like, fuck these guys. Like, it's like, I really,
yeah, for sure, fuck these guys.
Like,
they're complete assholes,
Yeah, and
well, I do love that they use the same lie that Usopp uses, where they're like, "I have 100 million soldiers," and Luffy's like, "Oh my god, really?"
Yeah. And Usopp going, like, not even a kid would believe that.
Look, I'm the master of deception. No, I think what made me feel funky about it was after the whole thing, like, the idea is that they gain the courage to defend the town after the fact, right? After being fakes, like, they actually become what they, were pretending to be. So, like, I was thinking to myself, but they didn't actually, like, beat the Straw Hats or anything like that. When actual pirates come, they're actually fucked. Like, this, because they really don't have the skills.
Well, I think that's, like, the best part is, like, it's not necessarily about being tough, like, tougher than your opponent. I think it's more like, if you're gonna do this, like, die for a good cause, or, like, die for the right reason, Don't be the coward who's just like...
I'm thinking about this town that's relying on these guys to protect them, and if they knew that these guys...
Well, the thing is, the town doesn't have anyone, so, like, you'd rather have these three dudes who are gonna try than nothing. I mean, I feel like that's better than nothing.
These three guys that are, like, eating all their food and, like, living, like you said, like kings, like, is that the cost?
I mean, they're still willing to fight when the town's not. It's still better than nothing.
Nah, you need to get your town to fight. That's actually rule 101.
Yeah, that's actually the real. Maybe this will be the backbone that the bros grow, and maybe they'll learn how to fight. Maybe they'll teach some people how to fight. Maybe they'll all die.
First of
Who
all,
fucking
let's
knows?
talk about the best part of the whole episode is that we get another shot of the Straw Hats looking scary.
Oh,
which
they look
we seem
fucking
to get these in these
cool.
filler episodes, which I always love that. It's always like so fun to see like the whole crew looking like like they're like the devilish looking crew.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
They're the
Oh.
bad guys.
No, I thought you were talking about when they're walking up and Luffy has like the wrap around his straw hat and he's just like walking in the desert with everybody.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Well, they all have that kind of like
oh yeah,
eyes covered, like scary look.
it's just super like reminiscent of when they were walking up to Arlong Park.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, that's they
There's some good marches.
yeah no they can march like
There's some good marches.
but
Yeah,
I always like that. So this one's actually filler as well.
Yes.
it is. It is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see this being filler. Like this especially like a lot of this back half being filler.
It's just like a one and done little story.
Yeah,
Which,
no,
yeah.
these are actually
I
the
like
ones
that
that
we
I kind of like.
It's a fun
some of
one.
those and the fillers.
Yeah.
And then we get into Chopper and Zoro as a pair. I love their little dynamic where Zoro's like, he's just been pulling Chopper on this little sleigh and looking out for him. I'm like, these guys are good. I want them on my crew.
Yeah. No. Zoro's legit. He's a good first mate. He's your stable. Like when it comes like and opposed to Luffy, being like the I guess you call it like the heart of the crew or whatever. Like
Yeah.
the passion of it. But no, Zoro's gonna take care of you.
What's great is like this dynamic of which I won't jump ahead, but it does come up but like the dynamic of Chopper being the newest member and Zoro being the most tenured, and they're paired kind of together. Later on leads to that conversation that they had, and I actually love that scene a lot.
No, I do
But
too. I love
before we get
pairing.
to that though, oh yeah, the pairing between the two.
I love that's a good pairing. I enjoy that pairing.
Well, I think kind of all the pairings are fun pairings, and that's part of what I love about the Straw Hat crew is, and just One Piece in general is that you can watch these they establish these characters, and you start to like the characters individually, and then when they get put together, you're like, oh, I love this dynamic, and then that just increases that just is like a multiplier for like the way you view these characters, because like when the certain characters are together, you're like, oh, I love this dynamic when these characters are together, and I love this dynamic when these two. And so like when you think about like the mathematics of like every possible pairing of Straw Hats, and then every possible like triplet pairing of Straw Hats, or whatever you want to call it, and that's also true with some of these random characters like third or like
what were we talking about, like
you know,
Ace?
yeah, we're like we get Ace in certain characters, or we get even characters and not the Straw Hats like Colby and Helmeppo, like these non-main characters, and like their dynamics together. Like we know who Colby is, we know who Helmeppo is, and then we get them together, and like that's a dynamic between the two of them, and like there's all these like little blossoming friendships and like the way they relate to each other, and it's all like unique and has its own kind of their own chemistry really, and that's part of what's so great about this series.
Yeah, no, that's I'm always I think Zoro lends himself to this sort, like me feeling like this way more than most other characters, because Zoro's very stoic and doesn't talk a whole bunch. So when he gets to sit down with Tony Chopper, he he gets to kind of give his 2 cents. He's kind of like, no, I've been on this crew longer than anybody, and there's a reason we follow this guy. Like he's sympathizing, and he's also explaining why he's still there.
He also does have the duality where he says, sometimes I do wonder why, if I got on the wrong ship.
Yeah, he's like, we're on the same wavelength today.
Yeah, we get into the backstory of Koza and Papa Toto.
Yeah.
And little Vivi.
Talking with
Baby
and
Vivi
little
backstory.
Vivi. That's right. And before we get into this, I do want to ask a question. Do you think he was named Toto because he wants to feel the rains down in Yuba? I'm wondering if this is actually like a reference.
No,
Oh, come
on. It all out.
No, I'm being
I
serious. I wonder if
literally-
he's actually called Toto.
Yeah, I think that's honestly a potential reference. Just, I don't know. Oda has a bunch of weird references. I'm not, him not being in tune with American pop music. I mean, we've already seen Twiggy and Lenny. If he has a Lenny Kravitz, are we gonna say that Toto is less famous than Lenny Kravitz? Probably, yeah. But
Toto's #1 song happens to, talk about the rains down in Africa.
Can you tell me what their
and this
second
character
most
happens.
You tell me their second.
Yes, I felt the rains down in Arkansas.
Okay,
was
you
on the
go.
charts. But just happens to be a 3-year
also,
drought.
let's talk
A guy
about-
named
and
Toto.
I think you guys are forgetting an important part of this backstory is we get baby Karoo in the backstory, which is that's
Karoo.
really what you want to see. That's really what I'm here for.
Oh no, yeah, no.
That's all I ever want.
We get that. I still love how we get gosh, what's his name? The
Koza?
Koza. Yeah, I love how. No.
Ingram.
Yeah, no, I love how we get Ingram again. I love how with
It's
like
Igaram.
Igara. Yeah.
Igaram.
There's no N. Igaram.
Igaram. Okay.
That wasn't okay.
sorry
That was
to cut
like,
him off.
I'm going to call him whatever.
Iggy.
Okay, I'm going to call him whatever. Iggy.
I love we get him again, or we get him again. And it's with and with the king. I do love their dynamic together.
The disguises.
Yeah, that was proof. That whole thing
Legit.
was very fun for me.
I was laughing so hard at that, and I was thinking, I was like, Justin's gonna love this. It's just like the really bad disguises, the bandana tied across his face.
Yeah.
That's just like it's only showing his nose and eyes.
And the little
That's
trees
pretty
they
good.
hide behind, and the little bushes. That's like a total like Team Rocket vibe.
Yeah, maybe that's why
Yeah.
I liked it so much.
And it's like Egram is spying on Vivi, but the king is spying on Egram. Like, it's great.
And he keeps saying, "You keep following me."
Yeah. But I love this story of like Vivi not necessarily having friends and then finding them through Koza and the Sansan clan. And like them having her back, like just seeing like she is the princess and she's about to get kidnapped and they're like, no, like you're going to have to go through us. Like, don't touch her. And it's just so fucking... Because they all just get their asses beat. And those kidnappers are huge assholes if you're going to beat up a whole group of kids.
Hey.
Well, let's just say
Gotta make that
kidnappers are
paper.
assholes, regardless of what they do besides that. That's pretty...
Yeah, okay,
I'm
I
pretty much
shouldn't...
I am an anti... this is an anti-kidnapping podcast for all the listeners.
We have to write that into.
Yeah, I'm not
Regardless of
saying...
whether
Yeah.
they beat up kids or not. I mean, beating up kids is bad separately.
We're going to do a very, very, very strongest ranking of atrocities you can. And we're
Yeah.
also saying that, kicking camels is pretty bad too.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
don't kick
animals.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that makes kicking the camel funny is the fact that that he's so humanoid in a way that we get to see him talk. Like if
Are those kids.
if we got no words
So
from
are those
eyelashes, if
kids.
there was no talking from eyelashes, it wouldn't be funny that they jokingly fight him or whatever. Like they get into one of the little scuffles, right?
Mm-hmm. Still
I'm very, very, very sorry that I said that.
That is the very, very, very of the week. Is I'm very, very, very sorry.
Well, actually, no. I do have a very for this episode, but
Oh, okay.
I want to discuss the episode more before we
Okay.
get into that.
We'll get into it, baby boy.
So Koza comes through with the big bonk on top of the thug's head. We get the plunging attack, and then the thug pulls a knife, which is, he's just pulling a knife on a little kid. It's kind of rough, and that's how Koza gets his scar to his face that we see in his like adult life.
Yeah.
In the current timeline, and man, Igarum and Cobra come up and they just clean these motherfuckers up quick.
Oh yeah.
They just bust them quick, and I also love. This is where me and Cobra are a lot alike. Is when I'm in a video game, and I beat the boss or like some like main character, I'm gonna do the little squatty thing. I'm gonna if we're playing Last of Us 2, I'm gonna do the belly flop onto them, like onto their little like knocked out
This is
body.
true.
I'm gonna do all kinds of stupid like show off stuff. And we see that Cobra's like stomping their butts and stuff on the ground. He's like, "You motherfuckers, you fuck with my kids.
I'm fucking tired of it.
I'm fucking tired of you."
With my family.
And, yeah, he kicks them on the ground, and
But
I'm like,
does he arrest them? This is his kingdom, right? He could arrest them.
Yeah,
He could
and
arrest
have
them.
them hung.
What hung? No, they probably have some kind of restorative justice or something.
No, you beat up some kids?
No, in trying to kidnap the princess to hold ransom. That is a capital offense, sir.
I do really like the line Koza says when he does go to like land the finishing blow, right before he gets cut. He says, "You can't have Vivi. Koza said so."
Got
Gosh,
him.
Lewis, gosh, it's gonna be great because we're gonna have such a short episode. So, things that we could-
Wait, you guys didn't laugh. Let me tell it again. Hold on.
You didn't get it.
Yeah, insert the laugh track there, Justin.
Koza said so. Anyway.
So, the very of the week, the very first 100 episodes. We are now in triple digits here.
Oh, shit. Things are popping off.
Justin, how are you feeling about this 100 episodes in?
Oh no, that was actually like, I was getting anxiety right up until the 100th episode, and I was like, 100 episodes, we did it, guys. And by guys, I mean I was talking to nobody, but I was talking to myself mostly. But yeah, no, I felt a real accomplishment. I feel comfortable saying that I am a One Piece watcher now. Like, I watched the show 100 episodes in, because people like, it's 900, it's like, it's so many episodes, whatever. I could say that, yeah, no, I have enough to talk to certain to a certain degree educated about it. I have a valid opinion, I think, from my standpoint, or from being 100 episodes in.
Yeah.
I got enough.
From the
Go ahead, Lou.
No, I was just gonna say, and it really does only get better. Never get stale, and I'm so happy we're on this journey together.
Together, my friends.
So Justin, how are you feeling overall about the series 100 episodes in, aside from just like feeling like you have like the ability to like talk about it? Like, so what's your standpoint on it at this stage? Because I have some things I want to say, but I want to hear you talk about it a little bit first.
So, 100 episodes in, I wouldn't still call this like, the greatest, like, work of fiction of all time.
I'm in agreement. Yeah.
I will definitely say it's definitely one of my favorite animes of all time. Just some of the I just think like the flavor is so unique, and the characters are so unique that I really haven't seen anything else like it in anime. Um, I think that there are certain parts that I will say that there are certain parts where I think the pace could be picked up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in
Um,
agreement.
yeah. Like, this is me, uh, what's the term? Picking, picking it apart or whatever you want
Nitpicking.
to call it. Yeah.
Nitpicking.
Nitpicking it. Yeah. So, you know, I will say that. I think there's a, but I can't believe that there are so many characters here that I genuinely love. And, we're almost 100 episodes in, and, they finally gave me my fucking fire guy. Like, that's,
Boom.
and then it's Luffy's brother. And I was like, that's a pretty good twist, because I would think of Luffy just as appearing out of nowhere. Like, he just
As he did.
appears on the sea. Yeah. I thought he was born in that barrel he popped out of. But yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I really like it. As far as where the series is going, I know, like, little bits, like, based on, we've talked about Blackbeard, and we've talked about Alabasta, and I know that this is going to be a pretty long chunk of, like, episodes, this piece, like, Alabasta, but no, for the ride that I'm on, I am 100% enjoying it. And especially doing it this way with you guys. The only thing I wish I could do is watch more, but
Yeah.
I think that that would be doing a disservice to the conversation. I think, like, this is one of our longer episodes, and it's because there's so many episodes, and I can only imagine how much longer we would be talking if we had to do it. If we had to do like 20
larger
episodes
stretch each time.
Yeah.
So, can you, off the top of your head, can you think of other shows that you've watched that are over 100 episodes?
Other shows that I've watched that are over 100 episodes.
Or other shows that you've watched over 100 episodes of?
Oh, over 100 episodes of? It's easy. I've watched.
And I'm not talking about like rewatching, like Lost, for example, has, I think, I made a little list. Lost has 121 episodes.
Yeah. So, I've definitely watched Lost. I've definitely
Sopranos, The Wire.
Sopranos and The Wire do not have 100 episodes.
79 episodes or something like that.
Oh,
I
really?
looked it up because I wanted to check a few like bigger series that I know that would be part of this conversation that are like longer running series.
Are we talking about, like, do you want me to say like Law and Order SVU as one? Because
Is that over 100?
Oh
I'm
my
not that
gosh, it's
familiar
over.
Oh,
like,
for
probably,
sure,
like,
yeah.
600. It's showing
Oh,
on forever.
really? I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah,
The
no,
Simpsons.
Yeah, probably. And if we want to, yeah, that's. I
Yeah,
mean,
probably.
I mean, The Simpsons I've definitely watched over 100 episodes of. Trying to think. Probably Seinfeld.
Dragon Ball Z, obviously.
Dragon Ball Z, obviously. Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously.
Dragon Ball Z is 291.
So yeah, that Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is 113.
Oh, Justin, you used to watch those Smosh videos.
The Smosh.
You definitely watched over 100 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What? They don't have 100, do they?
God.
Yeah, they're still going.
They're all 5 minutes a piece. I'd be surprised if we didn't want, like, just sitting in Lewis's den, like, and like listening to them. Like, I've definitely got there. It's a good question. If like, what else is?
Yeah, I was trying to make a list of all the shows that I've watched that are definitely over 100 episodes, and this is the list I came up with, which is Dragon Ball at 153 episodes, Dragon Ball Z at 291 episodes, Yu Hakusho at 113, Hunter x Hunter at 148, Bleach at 366. Now, I definitely have not seen all 366 episodes of Bleach because there was a few filler arcs that I skipped. Uh, but I have definitely watched well over. I've watched most of those episodes. So I've probably watched something close to 300 episodes of Bleach. Uh, Naruto at 220. Now half of Naruto is filler, but that still puts it over 100. Naruto Shippuden at like 500, and or it's at 500 exactly. And I think I've seen all the Naruto Shippuden episodes, and Lost at 121.
Yeah. So I didn't know you watched all of
damn.
Lost.
Yeah, I watched all of Lost over quarantine. Now, what I want to say about the very, very, very first 100 episodes, and this is me speaking as this is literally my favorite work of fiction of all time. Nothing else comes close, in my opinion. There's a few things that have like arcs that are on par with One Piece, but not as an entire series. And I think everything that you're saying, Justin, is like my pretty much my same viewpoint. I think these first 100 episodes really good, open up a really fun world and a really fun cast and a really fun story, and you see these moments where there's like great drama and like great tragedy and great sorrow and great victory. But I think there are definitely other series that do more with 100 episodes than One Piece does in their first 100 episodes. Like like we were saying, all of Sopranos is under 100 episodes, and that's considered to be one of the greatest TV series.
Yeah. No, there's an
and,
advantage there. There's definitely an advantage.
And pretty much all of Yu Hakusho comes in just a little bit over 100. So I mean, like in that you get Dark Tournament, you get the arc with Sensui, you get all these great arcs that are like legendary anime arcs, and let's be serious. Like there's other series that you can fit 3 of or 4 of within this first 100 episodes. So it's weird to say that to make that critique of I think if you're looking at just the first 100 episodes, I think there's a lot of other series that do 100 episodes better, but this is still the beginning of a much, much, much larger story. And I think
it's because
once that
open...
larger story really gets going, it you're like, oh my God, it just really hits in a different way. And I think Lou, you can back me up on that, where you're at in the series, and you still have so much to go, even with your own watch that you're doing separately.
Yeah.
But I think you can also echo the fact that these first 100 episodes are made a lot better by knowing what comes after, because you can see how much is already in the first 100.
It's funny also, because I mean, actually another one I wanted to bring up was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is 157 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is bonkers by itself that has that many episodes. I mean, like things like Seinfeld I've watched all of, and it has like over 200 episodes. I've watched The Cosby Show, and that has over like 200 episodes. But like things like that. But what I wanted to talk about was think of The Wire, where they're, even though I consider that one of my favorite shows of all time, and the way that show works is the David Simon says it works like a book, chapter 1. There's not a climax at the end of chapter 1, because it is chapter 1 of the story, and it makes, when you get to chapter 9, or you get towards the end of a big arc, or a season in that case, it makes it hit a lot harder. So that, in a grand scale, I don't think I've seen too many. I haven't seen any television shows that do this the way One Piece does. I've seen like comic books that do that, like over 700 to 800 issues or whatever, and over multiple creators and stuff like that. But no, I've never seen another television show that does it quite this way.
Are you saying that One Piece is like The Wire of anime?
I mean, to a certain
because
extent,
it kind of does. The way you describe The Wire, it honestly feels on
you
par.
call it in like modern TV terms, you call it a slow burn, which we never equate to with anime. Anime, like I very rarely, if ever, hear anime be described as a slow burn. But One Piece is unique in the way that even though it's a slow burn, it's a high slow burn, and
it's a high energy slow burn.
Yeah, it's a high energy slow burn which gives it a different energy, because you're telling yourself like I feel like we're getting to a climax, and you're in constant anticipation, and that makes you slightly impatient. But when you do hit those highs, they are like stratospheric highs. That march on Arlong Park, like I tell you, Bill, that one of the best things that you've ever done for me was ending the episodes that we were gonna watch right at that march. So like that, and that's what sold me on the basically to be watching the entire show. It's I will buy into the rest of the show based solely on that, but I do think that I am very interested in where the show goes, especially after Blackbeard, because I know nothing about anything after that. I know the name Blackbeard. That's pretty much all I know about that. But other than that, I really don't. It's all open for me.
I cannot wait for us to discuss Blackbeard further. Blackbeard, best villain. I can't wait. But what we can do in the meantime is
let's talk about Popo and Scorpion.
Yeah, and
the two brutalist people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the is this the meeting of
No. This is
okay.
This is another filler episode, which is it's like partial filler, with you got the bounty hunter Scorpion.
Oh yes.
And his little bird Popo, and he's got a rocket launcher, a bazooka. And he's got a double heart tattoo on his face with C and D, which stands for chip and dip.
The two things he was eating when he named his children.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard at that because I totally forgot about this.
I knew that Lewis was laughing at that part. Even
he named his kids after a potato and a sour cream.
There was a barbecue going on outside while I was watching this, and I had I'll be honest, half my attention during that episode or that mini arc, and I'll tell you, my attention was split. But when I heard the names Chip and Dip, I was like, fucking Lewis is gonna laugh at that. But I was so I wanted to fight it so much, but my brain had to focus on giving me that thought that Lewis was gonna laugh at those two names.
And you were totally right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's so fucking hilarious too is when they're talking about Scorpion and Ace is like, I heard Scorpion defeated Blackbeard. I was like, what?
First
I don't
of all,
fucking remember that.
I immediately was like, this is horse shit if I ever heard it.
Was this
and luckily
the
they
most
confirmed it by the
egregious?
end of the episode, because I was going to say, if this filler is gonna try to tell me that this motherfucker
The
did
father
anything to
of
Blackbeard,
Dip and Chip.
yeah, if he did anything to Blackbeard besides run the fuck away from him, we're gonna have a problem. But luckily, they're like,
What if Oda said it? That's canonical and he ran away from Black.
Oda is wrong if he said that.
He's a
Oda would be, but Oda would never say that because he's Oda, he's the Goda, and he would not fuck up his own series like that. And thank God, thank Oda. So, yeah, and that's the thing. It's so obvious that Chip and Dip are his kids. Like they try to make it a reveal later, but it's like, yeah, I noticed the C and D giant tattoo on his face. Like, it's not exactly subtle. But I also love that he has like a fire extinguisher to fight against Ace, which is, he's prepared.
That's pretty smart.
He comes prepared. Yeah.
Look,
He did his
sometimes-
homework.
I also did appreciate that
Bucket
there's a
of water.
moment where you see Ace's bounty poster,
Yeah.
and I put my hand I grasped like at my chest a little bit, like, I was like, are they gonna show his bounty and fuck that up here in this filler episode? Because I don't think I've seen this one before, and they did not. And I got to unclutch my pearls. I was like, okay. They did not show Ace's bounty. They did not fuck up the verse.
Well, I
And,
mean,
Thank
do
God.
do you eventually get Ace's bounty?
I'm assuming we will at some point. Bill, don't answer it.
No, I
Don't
mean you
answer
could
it.
say yes or no.
Let's not talk about Ace's bounty just yet.
Okay. I mean,
All right.
because I mean, it's like one of those things where they like the Calm Belt, for instance, where they reveal it in a filler arc, and would we get it later? I mean, it's this.
Yeah,
yes.
no, we get stuff about the Calm Belt, and we get the Calm Belt is explained.
Yeah, no, I was just saying,
and-
like in comparison to his bounty.
Yeah, no, we do get it. We get pretty much everyone you want to see's bounty, except for, like I mentioned, we still have not seen dragons, and that just that gives me chills to think about. So Scorpion almost kills himself by, what did he do? There was something that he tried to just like throw the loaded bazooka when he like saw Chip and Dip, and just like
And it shot up.
shoots off. Like what an irresponsible fucking guy. Like
Bad dad, soccer dad.
and
Yeah.
that pretty much, I mean, that's all I really have to say about Chip,
Yeah.
Dip, and Scorp and Popo, unless you guys got something more to say about them. I mean, I thought it was a fun little filler episode, and I did like Scorpion's design.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all.
He reminded me. Scorpion reminded me of or what's his name? Hopper from Stranger Kids.
Stranger Kids.
Yeah, he reminds me of Hopper.
From Stranger
That's
Kids.
it. That's
Yeah.
Those are all the things. But we do get at the end of the episode, Bill, if you would like to talk about it.
No, you tell him.
Fucking Ace gives Luffy a little parting gift, and it's a scrap of paper.
A blank piece of paper.
And he says
And
it'll lead us back together again. And that's about it. I mean, like, what?
Now is it a?
Were you gonna look into it?
Now is it a blank piece of paper, like legit, like blank piece of paper, like in the show, or
Yes.
do we just not see what it says?
it's a
No, it's
fully
just a blank piece of paper.
Okay. So that breaks canon because Luffy would just throw that away like immediately. No,
No, but
But
he
not
didn't. He
becau-
knows
well,
not
his-
to because Ace told him to keep it.
I know. I was making a joke. Yeah.
And yeah,
He does
Nami's
beat up
so
Lashes
kind as
again
to
for trying
sew
to
it-
bite it.
for trying to eat it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just tries to eat it.
And where's Kuro's with them, right?
Who?
The
Kuro?
duck.
Karoo. No,
yeah.
Karoo is taking the message to the king. BB
Okay.
gives Karoo a message to send to Nefertari Cobra.
Okay, that makes sense.
She says, "Sip your water. Don't forget your water, Karoo. Use it
And
sparingly,
this next
Karoo."
episode is also a full-on filler. We get like a nonsensical fight between Luffy and Zoro, which the only part that I really liked about it was we get a new attack, the Gum Gum submarine, where he
That
like
was pretty
puts
dope.
his
Yeah, that was fucking
yeah,
sick.
I did like that.
And he discovered this attack because he was once again tripping balls again.
Yeah.
He keeps eating those
Yeah,
cacti.
I don't like these. I don't like these fights between Zoro and Luffy.
Between
Like I don't.
yeah, between Zoro and Luffy, yeah, that
Like,
especially in
Come
the
on,
filler
we got
episode.
some like super funny content out of it too.
No.
Where like Luffy's like, "You're actually Crocodile." He's like, "No." It's great.
It's. I mean, I think that's like one of. I'll just say I did not. I did not enjoy it. It didn't really, to me, go anywhere. It like it. I guess you serve the story, you serve the characters, you serve the story, and I don't think it did either one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's all I have to
But
say.
what
about
I think
that.
does serve the characters here is we get like the Zoro chopper moment, and Zoro
Yeah.
says, "Being by his side all this time has given me another goal to strive for," and he doesn't say more about that. But it's like obviously implied that his other goal is to make Luffy the Pirate King and like lead him on his journey, assist him on his journey to become the Pirate King.
I thought he was saying to keep him alive, because that is the ultimate challenge for anybody.
It's just to keep Luffy alive.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, this is my other very, very, very of the week. The very, very, very worst filler move that I have seen ever.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they basically fall into like an underground area, and what is there other than a giant stone with hieroglyphics on it? And this confused me for so long because my friend Alex, who I got into One Piece years ago, would bring up this like, these stones are really, really super, super duper duper important to this series. They represent one of the most important ongoing mysteries of the series of One Piece. And when you get one of these stones, it is a fucking huge deal. Like if you were to compare it, like finding one of these stones and being able to like understand it is like in Zelda when you get like whatever is at the end of the temple. Like this is like one of the most important things in the verse, and they just like put it in this filler, and this is like a non-canonical one of these stones. And I remember my friend Alex would be like, "Oh yeah, well there's also that one stone, one of those stones in Alabasta that no one's seen." And I was like, "What are you talking about? The one in Alabasta?" And they're like, "Yeah, there's one in Alabasta underground." And I remember them watching this episode, but I was like, I don't like, what is that? Like, I don't think that's like a real thing. And I normally skip the filler episodes when I watch through, and so now watching through and seeing this filler episode, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It was in a filler episode, and I even looked it up, and supposedly the mistake was made by the animators because they didn't understand the importance of these stones. Obviously. So yeah, huge, horrible move. Actually, what I wanted to say about this filler episode in general is it's one of these kind of inconsequential episodes. In a way, this feels to me about as bad as the filler episodes of Dragon Ball where they go to fake Namek for like 7 episodes, which obviously 7 episodes versus like 1 episode where there's like, kind of this lousy content is a different scale in terms of amount of bad. But you know which episodes I'm talking about, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
And I also hate that like Chopper says he saw these letters in a book before, because that's also super not possible within the actual universe. So this is an Justin, this is an episode to forget. Listeners, episode 102, forget it. Forget this happened. This is not real stuff. They really went off the rails in a way that like fucks up the actual lore, like important lore of the series, in ways that like there's an entire arc about like what it means to be able to decipher the text on these stones. Like an entire like story and an arc about that, and so they're like,
And
"Oh, Chopper
Chopper
read
read it
it
in a book.
Yeah, like no, excuse me, no, he did not. I love Chopper, but he did not. I don't care what fucking books he had with Dr. Hill Luke. They didn't have this one. Um,
So not only the animation, but the actual like they fucked up on the script too.
Yeah,
well,
it's just not
what
supposed
I'm
to
saying
be.
is the script is also filler. It's not like
Yeah, yeah.
the
But like to have
yeah
those tablets in there is like if you have the some animator might have been like saying, "Oh, I'll put this in as an Easter egg because I know that these are somehow related to One Piece," and then you realize he fucked up by putting it in there. But to put it in the the script too is
yeah, to also fuck it up with the script. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like they fuck up the lore. The fact that it's even there is like kind of world breaking because there's so few of these around. And whenever you get one, it's like when you get to understand what this is, like fully, it's like one of the biggest things. Like if we get one of these stones in, in like if in the next chapter of One Piece, that I read that comes out, like we get something if we even get a detail about like understanding where one of these stones might be, not even like seeing one, like knowing where one of these stones exists, that's huge, and the whole fan base is gonna freak out and like say like it's gonna be the biggest thing in like the One Piece fandom for like weeks, like talking about this thing. So the fact that they just
trying to
like,
decipher
oh
it
yeah, they just
themselves.
fall in a hole and there's just one here, that I cannot explain. I could not fully explain like how world breaking that is. Like you'll come to understand later, and
Yeah,
the viewers who
relatively
have
soon,
seen,
actually.
the listen. Well, I don't think you understand the full concept of it.
No,
Soon.
no,
Uh,
no.
but
But
when you do understand the full concept of it, and the listeners who have seen or read the entire series like to where it is or way further than this, and have seen arcs way ahead of this, like what I'm talking about. That like the fact that this stone is here is not okay. It's not
atrocious.
like it's very game breaking.
Error across the board. Script supervisor, script writer, editor, animation. Y'all dropped the ball. Somebody was not doing.
You're fired.
Yeah, somebody along the totem. Anybody along the totem pole could have, X that one out. Do Polygon style and just like in Pokemon and just delete it. Like just
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I do empathize a little bit with the people who animated this because and wrote this filler episode, because if they had only known like what by the end of this arc, then they could be like, oh, I get it, there's like these stones around, we'll just put one here because it'll like fit the lore. Because we also get here as the callback to, I think it's no, it's not in this, it's in the other filler episode where we see the giant sea cat that they run into in the beginning of the arc. We see like that echoed in the architecture, and I thought that was actually kind of a good little like feeding back into the world. So they thought like, oh, these are like these secret stones, so we'll just like put one in here that's forgettable. But it's like no, none of these are forgettable.
Wasn't it in
like these are not.
Wasn't it in the manga though already?
Justin, I think maybe you don't understand what a filler episode is. Oh, you're saying that the manga would have already, but
Yeah.
I don't think the manga was that far ahead of.
Okay.
And like I said, you don't get these very often.
No, because
And
you're
that's
saying
why
by
it's
the end
such a
of the
big
arc,
deal.
if we knew if they knew by the end of the arc the importance of it. I thought that I didn't know how.
Yeah,
many...
the manga's gonna be ahead of it, but like I said, we don't get more of what these, like, we get to know like kind of what it is by the end of this arc, but we don't like know the full like world implications of these until like 300 episodes in.
Okay.
And it's a big, like the hugest deal. Like,
Okay.
it's like one of like when you go down the list of like what are the biggest plots in One Piece.
Dragon.
These stones are related to one of the
Dragons, whisper fruit.
yeah.
Where's Shanks? Always.
Always Shanks. Well then,
And
you know
so,
what? Fuck this filler episode.
Let's go to the Spider's Cafe, baby.
Yeah.
This was
This is
That's
a
the
good
good shit.
episode to end on, man. This is a good episode to end on because this is another very for me, and I'll shut up for a little bit here because I know I've been ranting a lot, but this was the very first manga chapter that I read, and it was because I was watching this series, and you know, I was really getting into it, and I was, you know, into the Alabasta arc, and I knew this was going to be like a big arc for the series because I had seen tier lists that people made of like what people thought the best arcs were at the time, which this is like back in like 2009 or something that I'm seeing Alabasta for the first time.
Like see any of this kind of stuff.
Alabasta was really high up, and so I was like, oh, I know this is going to be a big one, and I went to the mall with Preston and friends, and they wanted to go get something. Yeah, first of all, shout out to Preston, one of the best guys of all time.
Get him on the fucking show.
The best guy of all time. Shout out to Preston.
The very
we'll get him on when we do like the very fastest and very furious Fast and Furious podcast. We'll get Preston on to.
You know what? Let's get him in for Gum or for the Double Fruit ranking and just describe what the fruits are to him and see which one he likes the best.
Yeah, which one sounds the strongest to you? So we were at the mall hanging out, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna stop in this restaurant and get something to eat." But first of all, I knew it was gonna be a restaurant that didn't have any vegan options, and I had no fucking money to eat anyway. So I was like, well, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go to the bookstore real quick, and just hang out in there for a little bit. And I went to the bookstore and I read a few chapters of One Piece. Like I found like I found the chapter where I was in the anime, and I just read a few chapters of One Piece. And this is the first one that I read, is when you meet all the Baroque Works like top agents in the Spider's Cafe.
Yeah, and you meet them all. You know, 1 through 4, 3.
Yeah, 1 through
4.
And
Yeah.
Mr. 3's lurking
We
outside.
got Miss Merry Christmas, Mr. 4, Paula, aka Double Finger, the Cowboy Turtle.
Yeah,
we
tell
get
him.
Yeah, Cowboy Turtle came back. Fucking hyped when I saw him. Still smoking those cigs.
So what's and that's 4, right?
Mr.
Yeah,
Ford
and then
starts off.
Mr. One, which I can't remember his real name. He's fucking awesome though.
Bones.
Dude, he's so sick.
I'll break you.
Yeah,
So,
I really like his
things
character
I
a
love
lot.
things I love about the pairing of Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas is Mr. Four is the slow talker. Miss Merry Christmas is such a fast talker that her like bit is that she cuts off her own words. Like she keeps making the words shorter and shorter and abbreviating them further and further so she can say them faster. And I also love the Mr. 2 scene that we have where he's like practicing ballet with his friends and he's like
That's the best.
like writing poems and he's like
That is the very
love
very.
and mascara with the nosebleed. Like
I'll in an arc where they debut Ace and a you know fire fruit. This is still the very best scene in this group of episodes. I loved this so much because immediately, like you said, like you were telling me how he was one of your favorite characters, and I liked him a lot. But then this cemented him. I was like, nope, he's one of the best. Like cause like, and it's cause his again, it was like I was saying before, it's cause his crew loves it, and it's like, yeah, that's your crew. They roll with you, and that's what they do.
Oh, I'm so bored, I spin.
Yeah,
Just
so
come up with
an important note about things about the translation here. is you'll see in the subtitles that what they say is "Oh, come my way," but what they're saying is "Okama way," and Okama is like the Japanese word. I don't know how it translates exactly, but it's more or less like queer. And I think it has. I think similar. And this is not my expertise. So if anyone's very familiar with the Japanese language and I'm butchering this a little bit, I apologize. But my understanding is that the same way the word queer in English can be used in has been used in a derogatory way, but is also
The same for happy.
the way people identify, and is now as has been kind of reclaimed as a term and as an identified term. My understanding is Okama is kind of a similar way, where Okama is basically means queer, and I think in previous times has kind of been an offensive thing, but in in kind of modern times it just means queer. And so when they're saying "Oh, come my way," they're saying "Okama way," this is the queer way, which I love. I love the Okama way, and I love when we get more of what the Okama way means to Mr. Two, which we get later, of course. And come on, we get Mr. Two versus Mr. One right away here.
That's what you want. I mean,
Yeah, he fucked up his crew, his friends. He threw him through the goddamn wall.
Don't
what an
you
asshole.
dare!
yeah, no, that was fucked up, and that's what made me and I was like, fuck this guy up. First of all, I do love Mr. One's partner with the big hair. I
Miss
did enjoy
Doublefinger,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. But besides that, fuck this guy. Bald
Yeah,
head.
he's a monster. Attack wise, he's a fucking monster. He's so sick.
Well, Das Bones, I think this is one of the first. It's funny also that now we're at episode 103, and it took us this long to get a kind of typical shonen anime villain, right? Because if you think about all the villains up to this, Buggy is a clown, Alvida is this big woman with a mace, and then a really skinny woman with a mace. Smoker is I guess Smoker is
He's
also
close.
pretty anime villain.
Yeah.
But when you look at Mr. One, this is a Toguro-esque villain. This is
Big chested.
he's
and me I guess Arlong is sort of that, but still not as much as this guy.
But yeah, he's not a typical in terms of the way he looks.
Yeah.
You could also see Das Bones, Mr. One being in an anime like Trigun or something. This would be a Trigun villain.
Mm.
Yeah. No, but I hope we're not speaking ill of Toguro.
No, no, I would never. Toguro is one of the best villains
I would
in that
never.
series, and maybe one of the best anime villains. Period. I love Toguro. And so we get to Yuba with the Straw Hats, and then there's no rebel army there. There's no rebel base, and we get the reveal that the rebel army has been moved to Kateria, which is actually in the opposite direction, and that the rebel army left a long time ago. And of course, Eyelashes knows this because he was that's where he met Chopper, and they just beat the shit out of him. You didn't tell us that you would have walked all the way over here, which obviously he kind of deserves being a dick. And but they kick him a little bit, and he's
again,
what?
Animal cruelty.
Yeah, they start kicking him, and he's like, whatever, and they just kick him again. And we get the reveal that there's one guy left in Yuba, and who is it?
It's fucking Toto. I
Yes.
get those shivers
God.
every time. Yeah, such a fucking awesome twist. Justin, did you see it coming?
Africa. I started singing that. And it took me. It didn't hit me as hard as it should have because I remember Toto, and I remember his name was Toto, and then when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that's the guy from the other guy. I was like, that's his dad. Why are they so bent up and about this guy? But yeah, no, I realized that later. I was more psyched about the very, very end.
where we get the reveal that Coates is about to make his last stand with the Rebel Army.
Oh, he looks so badass. He's we didn't even talk about how like adult Coda looks so badass. Yeah, he's cool.
Still rocking that scar.
Of course, you can't not. It's permanently on your face. Still rocking that scar. Hey Lou, well I can't not.
I thought they were optional. Yeah.
But that's
Koza's ready to die for that shit, man.
But that wraps it up, right? That's where we leave off.
Yeah, let's wrap it up there. I know this was a long one. Thanks for sticking with us on this episode.
Yeah, guys. Thank you again.
Yeah.
But this was we had too much fun on this one. Just going back and forth and ranking all your devil fruits for you.
Yeah, could you actually read the list again?
The
what did we land
strong is the very, very. I won't do that, guys. I'm sorry. But
yeah. So next week's episodes, what are we looking at?
Next week,
gentlemen.
Some serious episodes here. We are getting deep into this Alabasta saga. So next episodes we got for y'all that we'll be covering on this series is episodes 104 to 110.
So that's 7, guys. That's a grand total of 7 episodes to watch. So yeah, plan accordingly. It's not as much as this one, so you get a little break from Captain Bill. He's good that way. But just to remind everybody, this Alabasta saga, we're splitting it up in 4 parts. So we're gonna be in the sand for a while. So
nice and sandy, nice and hot, dry tongue weather.
Those are the next episodes we're going over. But Lewis, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to go find the show, where would I go to
Where would you find it?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you asked, because we are live every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. If you want the show as soon as it's live, subscribe to your podcaster of choice. That way you get the show as soon as it's published. And you could also follow us on Instagram at the very strongest pod and give us a shout out if you like us. We would appreciate it.
Very strongest pod, one word. And you guys left out one other place you can find us. At the end of the grand line, motherfuckers. One Piece.
One Piece. We're not there yet, though. We're at Alabasta.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
You will,
that's
if you go
cat
to the
right?
end of the grand line, we will not be there. I'm sorry.
We'll meet you there.
That we
wait
told
for
you.
us, though.
Yeah, wait for us.
Yeah, be like Laboon. Wait for us.
Check our bags.
You're
check
our
the room,
Laboon.
and get all that stuff set up, because that shit's horrible. But we'll be there. But who's not there? Or who may be there?
It's Ace, because your goose is cooked.
Oh, gosh. More
Who
stuff
is it,
I have to
Justin?
take. I would ask Shanks to go wait for me at the end of the grand line. But he said no. And remember, when Shanks says no, see you guys next week.